St. Louis, where soccer is more than a sport, where the game towers high above the city like a majestic arch. Today, a special one, as the outdoor professional team St. Louis City FC takes to the field against Charlotte and the St. Louis Ambush host Utica City right here at the Family Arena. Soccer is in our blood, soccer is on our minds, and soccer is in our hearts. From the greatest soccer city in America, we're proud this evening to bring to you St. Louis Ambush Soccer versus Utica City. It's all coming up for you right after this on MASL TV.
When the time comes, we must be ready.
When every second counts.
Be ready.
Act fast.
Do not give up.
Push hard. Keep pushing when it's all on the line.
Be there for each other.
Give it everything you've got.
Do more for your team.
Be ready.
Stay ready. Call 911. Be ready.
Be ready.
Be ready.
Be ready. Be ready. Call 911.
At St. Luke's Heart and Vascular Institute, we understand that care is more than treatment. It's about living your best life. We're nationally recognized as a top heart care provider in the area, and our proud alliance with Cleveland Clinic's Heart, Vascular, and Thoracic Institute enables St. Luke's to take on the most challenging cases for the highest level of outcomes in St. Louis. St. Luke's Heart and Vascular Institute, a beat above the rest for a life beyond expectations. For a first diagnosis or a second opinion, make an appointment today.
MITRE is the official game ball supplier of the Major Arena Soccer League. Established in 1817, MITRE is one of the leading soccer brands worldwide and produces some of the best soccer balls in the world. Learn more at mitre.com. Capelli Sport is the official and exclusive preferred uniform and apparel provider of the Major Arena Soccer League. Visit MASLsoccer.com to shop the all-new MASL fan store for the latest MASL and team gear. Think you can predict the MASL? Head over to nxtbets.com to place your wagers on all the MASL action this season. From the Family Arena in St. Charles, just across the river from St. Louis, Missouri, it's the St. Louis Ambush and Utica City. Thanks for being with us, part of a special day of soccer. I'm Joey Zanaboni alongside Matthew Rocchio. We were just in downtown West St. Louis, battling traffic to arrive moments before first kick after the St. Louis City game. We've got a good one for you today on the indoor side. Paulo, the MASL's top goalkeeper this year, against Heiner House in net on the other side for Utica. This Utica City team, they are limited, and the Ambush are red hot. Ambush tied for third right now in the MASL within striking distance of the top spot in the league. Tommy Tanner, the interim head coach of Utica, his squad is at the bottom of the table. Jeff Locker, owner and head coach of St. Louis City, this is the best ball we've ever seen his team play.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's right up there to that end of season run last year that we got to call, Joey, where they were winning games all the time. 5 of their last 6 games have been W's, including the last 3 straight for the St. Louis Ambush. They have put themselves in a great spot for playoff competition. How about this for an interesting wrinkle tonight, Joey? Some of the more active scorers tonight out for Utica City, but playing in his 80th career game in the MASL, former ambush man Will Niamsi is playing his first game in a Utica City jersey for this season.
Welcome back to Will Niamsi, and welcome to all our fans on MASL TV and at the Family Arena. Let's get down to business. Sergio Pinal about to start it for Utica. They will control it on the opening tap. Utica City in the white. City, they have traveled from the East Coast for a second matchup this week against the Ambush. Ambush beat them on Monday. Ambush in the teal in front of the home fans.
Sergio Pinal
drops it back.
A very dangerous player, 17 goals, 13 assists, far and away the leading scorer on this Utica side. Can the Ambush slow him down? Right there, Robert Williamson cuts it out.
Daniel Torrealba providing some pressure up top. House ejected to Williams, who jousts it to these Family Arena faithful. 27 points right now for the St. Louis Ambush, just 3 behind Milwaukee, which sits at 30 points, 10-4-2 at the top of the card in the MASL. San Diego and KC are old friends of the Comets. And then St. Louis in a tie for third with the Sockers. Utica, a little bit different. Final month and a half or so of this season for them. Off the wall, trying to insert. Colin O'Keefe on the defense. Utica testing Paulo, and Paulo slides out to deny the chance at the near post.
Joey, I tell you what, the replacement and obviously the 4th jersey added to the rafters for the Ambush. Last time you guys were here for Mark Moser, they moved where the jerseys now hang alongside the NPSL Championship banner. It looks fantastic.
They're over Paulo's head, and it should make it easier with all the great concerts and events around here. Congrats again to Mark Moser. It was Nilton De Andrade who had the initial shot on Paulo. Now he set it up at the top of the bow and arrow. Andrade eases off to a friend. Rashad Ahmadi, one of the better players in the league. One of the best for Utica City. That's Randy Martinez defending him. Good job to fork it away. They go back to him on the left side. Ahmadi centering. Paulo dove out after it. Williamson locking up an attacker in deep. That was Joey Tavernese. Ambush win it back in the corner. O'Keefe to Falzoni. Drops it back in the corner. It's Pinal trying to pirouette out of trouble. Super Mario Falzoni crowbars it away and dismisses it to the other end.
Ahmadi in his sophomore campaign here in the MASL, he really came on, had an incredible season last year. 15 points in 13 games this season is actually a slightly pared down scoring record for him, but he really has showed himself to be a very quality player in this league.
Jose Tavares pulls it back for Utica. They've controlled the bulk of the possession early, 90 seconds into it. St. Louis Ambush, Utica City FC on MASL TV. Cole Stevens inserting, played into the corner for Willie Spur. Spur bangs it off the wall at the top. It pinged off of Francesco Pagano, who served him. Utica City once again back to the safety of the lily pad. Ambush doing great, won a couple of times on the road, including President's Day against Utica City up in the state of New York. That was a 6-4 victory on Utica's famous blue turf. Into the corner, Pagano. Christian Briggs held him up off the wall. Paulo tested again by Spur. Able to swordfish it aside. Utica regathers in the middle third. Ambush 5-1-1 at home this season, 9-3-3 overall. Utica, they are 2-3-1 outside of Utica. 4-3 overall. They've accumulated just 13 points this season. Will Niamsi, the former Ambush guy, gets a touch on the circle, now gets a touch out wide. Miss Niamsi, what a great guy and a great player he is. Parted ways with the Ambush last year in a trade. Briggs mishits it slightly. Howard Miller Jr. on the take. Miller from right here in St. Charles. Wanalava. And they'll circle it back to Niamsi. 12:05 to go in the first. 0-0. Emmanuel Belliard threads the needle. Utica gets a shot. It springs back to Kyle Genrich after it was held up by Tavernese. Genrich misses on the shot, and down goes Axel Chikunte on the sideboard. Chikunte had one of the best goals of the year in the MASL against Utica. It was sort of a flying sideways bicycle kick. Maybe you could call it a scissor kick, whatever you call it, though. It was magic on a rebounding ball. Unbelievable goal from Axel Chikunte. You can find out more by visiting at MASL Arena on Twitter. Chikunte pursues that, and it's gobbled up by Heiner House.
Chikunte originally acquired last year to kind of boost the defense, and then fast forward to this season, putting together maybe the goal of the year.
John Gates almost had a steal. Pinal drops it back to Andrade, fronted by Chikunte. Out there with Riley Uri and Will SK up top. Gates and Big Rob Williamson. He's in deep by Paulo. Andrade smacks it off of Chikunte, pops up on Axel, nudges a header toward Uri. Challenged hard by Tavares. Chikunte trying to spring Uri again. Down the wall, SK in pursuit. Ball snuffed to the back by Genrich. 10:52 to go in this opening stanza. Nada in St. Charles. Amati. Pinal. Briggs challenges him. The schedule is not kind to the Ambush this weekend. After the game, they do hurry up to Milwaukee for a 3 o'clock Sunday tilt at Panther Arena. They face Baltimore on the road on Saturday, then come back home to host the Ambush tomorrow. SK and Briggs able to pluck that down with Pinal threatening. Bad hit by Martinez, leading SK out to the Ambush bench. 10:21 still to go in the first 15. Nada.
Yeah, not a lot of control of the ball necessarily by the Ambush so far. Just a couple of quick pieces of transition. On the other hand, second time they're at the top of the arc for Utica City. They can slow things down, get these kind of prime chances like this. It can really shift the game in their favor.
Second time at the top of the arc for this threatening Utica team. Andrade lays it off. The shot is stopped off the foot of Rashad Amati, and that's clever. Ambush in transition. Falzoni, just behind O'Keefe on the pass, and Pinal able to disrupt. O'Keefe keeps it up. Around the wall, around Martinez and Pinal.
That's why when you see Pinal, you might not expect one of the league-leading point getters in the league, but he's shifty, he's crafty, he uses his size to create space. He's a really cerebral passer.
Willie Spur held up by Tori Alba and O'Keefe. Now Williamson out of the back. Ski ball forward, Falzoni. Falzoni leading Williamson. Challenged off to his side by Pagano. Rob tries to jam it to the box. House has to come out and send it out of the house. James Togba pulls it down in the midfield. Tori Alba, one of the top scorers in the MASL this season, goes to work for St. Louis.
He's got a new color in his hair.
Got the green stripe, had a tan stripe earlier this season. Gets hit hard there by De Andrade. And De Andrade, he jacks it downfield. Briggs heads it back to Paulo. St. Louis back in control of the ball. Forward, wanted Robbie Christo. Bounces to Briggs. Togba, isn't that something?
What is going on today, Joey?
Rainbows went over his own head. He's so creative with the ball. Christo tries to win it back.
The skill on display so far in this game, on just the dribbling, the ball handling, the little change in motion to kind of get things going in the way you want has been breathtaking here in the opening 6-7 minutes.
Tristan Austin and Keaton Woods getting their first shift for the Ambush, looking to get in on the action. Heck of a day for St. Louis soccer. St. Louis City in action downtown, and of course St. Louis and Tim Ream was in action for Charlotte FC. Robbie Christo gets called for a foul he probably didn't deserve. Down goes Tavernese, set up again.
I feel like you could have gotten Christo, Will Eske, and Keaton Woods to play football, and it would have been also a very successful life choice for them all.
Alava lays it off. Genrich gives it a smack. Ends up well over the pink bar.
Have Keaton Woods be a linebacker or safety. Robbie Christo can play tight end. Will Eske, we'll have him play cornerback.
Oh, we're only about 7 months from the start of football season, right? 6-7 months.
These
they got
guys
time.
Are all built. Physical players, too. Ambush, big transition team, big defense team, but the athleticism, I think, is something we don't talk about enough on this roster. Here's Will showing it.
Briggs off the wall. SK accelerates past Belliard. Down the right side, crossfield pass to Uri. Uri tries to use the wall himself. He goes down, might have been tripped there by Alava. Ambush win it back. Chikunte lays off to Martinez, and Randy Martinez airmails the shot. Start in the back, goalkeeper distribution for Utica. 8:02 to go in the first, 0-0. Literally finished the City game about an hour and a half ago. So pardon if I say City, but I should say the Ambush. That's tough when you're playing Utica City, but I'm going to keep it to a minimum for you. House out of the back for City. Utica City forward to Tavares.
The way the world comes against you sometimes.
It all comes together. Thason Santos rolls one downfield. Big Rob off the wall.
Ooh.
Paulo, bad spoon. Picked up by Pinal. Pinal out of the corner, rotates it back. Paulo is leading MASL goalkeepers in all the big categories. Saves percentage, and goals against average as well. Tied for first in wins with 8. The Brazilian Rob Lowe, who celebrates his 41st birthday in about 3 months. Tavares testing him in the middle. Pinal tried to burst through. Martinez went to ground to slow him up just enough. O'Keefe, Miller, another guy with ambush connections. Easing back through Santos. Utica's had more of the ball, but we're still scoreless, getting close to the media timeout.
I forgot about the Howard Miller experience with the ambush.
That's right. We've been at it for 5 years. There's some names we recognize, including Heiner House.
This is 5 years?
Yeah, this is the 5th year.
Is
Pinal,
Heiner House the first regular season goalie we called a game against?
diagonal ball
He might
picked
be.
off by Torrealba.
Oh.
Before it could get to De Andrade. Torrealba
Yeah.
tries to hit it up the wall, and
I think that took a little bit of a spin there because it looks like both Martinez and Niamsi completely misread that ball.
they did. Not on the same page. Uh-oh.
Oh, speaking of not on the same
Blocked
page,
out of the
Joey.
back by Amati. Luckily, Briggs able to withstand and get it loose. By the way, Heiner House, he was not the first goalie we ever saw in the regular season, as Tagba is bullied to the ground by Pagano. Heiner House was just the first goalie we ever saw, period. He was here preseason
For the
with
preseason,
the
that was
Wichita
it.
Wings.
Thank you. Okay.
The
I
first
knew
game
it.
you and I ever called together with
had
the
a
St. Louis
feeling.
Ambush 5 years ago.
ONDI had one heck of a goal that game.
Yeah, House had his hands full for sure. Torrealba hits it long to Christo. Christo, useful. Briggs close to the center line. Torrealba looking to go to work. Torrealba accelerates. Torrealba in the corner, held up by Spur, tries to turn infield. Spur picks his pocket. Out comes Murshad Amati. Amati with Niamsi running forward. Another former ambush guy off the wall. Torrealba gets between Pagano and the ball. Makes sure it scoots by to Alava out wide by the St. Luke's side. Utica trying to stay patient. Austin trying to speed him up. Pressures Niamsi on the wall. Christo against his former teammate. Smashes it against the wall. 5:28 to go in the first. Nothing. Utica in the back once again.
A little surprising this has been such a quiet game, Joey. Now, Ambush have had some moments where ball goes a slightly different way. Utica's up early because Paulo has found himself out of position. But nonetheless, not a lot of sustained attacks coming from either of these teams. Ambush have really dialed in this defense. Rob Williamson, of course, there's another interception for him. Chacunte, another smart play.
Axel has a ping back. Shot wide
there's
by
another one.
Pagano. Second chance. Williamson blocks it in front.
And they
Big
can-
Rob on the block. Off the shot by Cole Stevens. Now they ambush with Martinez to Chacunte. Axel trying to stuff it home. And Pagano disrupts. It's back out with Yuri midfield with 4.5.
Great job by Chacunte. Perfect little run there. Good ball right off the wall for the crashing Martinez, but just couldn't finish it. But a great setup. Can't ask for much more than that.
Yuri and Briggs. Yuri, good move past Belliard. Yuri down the left side. Pauses it up. Back to Briggs. Togba's calling for it across field. Falzoni off the bench, circling toward the goal. James pulls a shot, deflects back toward O'Keefe.
Ooh,
Pushed out
good
of
touch.
the Utica zone. Here comes Pagano. Briggs gets back, gets a toe to the ball right around the core side. O'Keefe gets it under control. Falzoni can't get turnage. They're saying it hit off his hand. D'Andrade was on the defense. Yuri back to the equator. Still haven't had the media timeout because it's been end-to-end action. No scoring, but decent looks both sides. O'Keefe. Williamson, Torrealba's out wide. Gates on the field as well. Falzoni closest to the goal. Want him in the corner. Falzoni. Torrealba. Williamson and Torrealba. Austin flashes. Torrealba! Good shot. Pops up off Thason Santos' boot. In deep. Water falls down to Tristan Austin. Ventilated out wide to Williamson. Williamson going at Tavares. Now pulls it back against Austin as we drip under 3, still scoreless.
Showtime.
Torrealba. Had one of the goals of the week last time we were here. This time it doesn't get all that close to the goal. De Andrade spins around and blocks it.
I think this wide open kind of game, though, does benefit the ambush in eventually.
Austin and Amadi both go down. It looked like Austin got pushed. Pretty easy call. Ambush set it up on a free kick straight on. Martinez, Briggs, SK on the right side of the field. Christo close to the goal. Torrealba out wide left. Torrealba going to work against De Andrade. Torrealba peels it in the middle to Christo. 3 bodies down. SK rescues it. His shot off a defender in front of the goalie.
Are we sure that wasn't a handball?
De Andrade took it off the torso, it looked like. Briggs smacks it off of him. It does. Propeller plane up to the fan. 2:21 to go in the first. It's our first official media timeout. St. Louis Ambush 0, Utica City 0. This is the MASL on MASL TV.
At St. Luke's Heart and Vascular Institute, we understand that care is more than treatment. It's about living your best life. We're nationally recognized as a top heart care provider in the area, and our proud alliance with Cleveland Clinic's Heart, Vascular, and Thoracic Institute enables St. Luke's to take on the most challenging cases for the highest level of outcomes in St. Louis. St. Luke's Heart and Vascular Institute, a beat above the rest for a life beyond expectations. For a first diagnosis or a second opinion, make an appointment today.
MASLsoccer.com, your ultimate home for everything Major Arena Soccer League. Catch the latest news, leaderboards, highlights, and so much more. Tune in to Soccer Signal as staff writer Joseph Reyna and veteran coach Mark Litton explain the game with perspectives from both sides of the glass. Don't miss Soccer Signal every other Thursday on MASL TV.
Rolling on the river of Mississippi. Looking good in the STL. We're 0-0. Ambush looking good this season and looking pretty good here today against Utica City. Joey Zanaboni alongside my best friend Matt Rocchio. We're gathered around the broadcast booth for you. It's Will SK and Christian Briggs around the ball. Briggs after the feint by SK off the wall. Torrealba, it's deflected home! You got it, baby! Ambush lead!
Good things happen when Torrealba gets the ball on his foot. He's just one of those players. Better
Christo
things
was
happen.
in deep, and I think they're talking about who's going to get credit for the goal. I think Christo is pointing at Torrealba.
That's who we're watching right now as we get ready to watch this replay here. SK fakes it, Briggs. Big ball. Might be one of the longest distance Wallace score we've ever seen. I think you got to give credit to Christo on that one.
Fantastic.
Somebody
set
definitely
piece.
changed direction on that one, Joey. There's no way.
And he was
Unless
so
it was all
casual
defender.
about it.
It must have been all defender who changed direction because.
And it is going to be Christo.
It's got to be a Christo goal. You saw the way it
ultimately
changed direction.
Give it. I think he was being generous by saying,
Yes.
all right, Torrealba,
All him.
you were the one to send it through. All I had to do was flick it in. Christo makes it look simple. The Croatian-American St. Louis University legend, Robbie Christo, was not active last time we were here at home, and he is back and he is scoring goals. Another guy who was not active last time, but is here in a specific way tonight. Lucas Almeida, it's the Lucas Almeida bobblehead giveaway tonight for the all-time ambush assist legend. He was part of the easiest trivia question in history. Answers Lucas Almeida moments ago. Axel Chikunte to Colin O'Keefe. O'Keefe back to Axler himself and hits off of O'Keefe's boot, springs up in the face of Chikunte and goes in the hands of House.
The rarest play in MLS soccer, Colin O'Keefe trying to pull it off the self-pass off the wall as you try to set yourself up for the goal there. Almost pulled it off there. One step a little bit slow in the reset, but almost did. Good little move there by Colin O'Keefe. He's having a good season for the ambush.
Gates jabs at it on the defensive end, prevents it from getting inserted by Utica. Howard Miller Jr. Miller, Ron Williamson off the wall, slashed in deep, but ultimately Pagano sends it wide again. Tavares, Genrich. Gordy Gerson serving as an assistant coach for this Utica team today.
That's good.
Forward.
Can't get him on the field. Get that mindset, that experience in this league. Use it another way. That's
slashed
smart.
it through. Belliard couldn't keep it for long. Austin. House able to collect easily with his feet. Belliard stop and go against Austin and Uri.
Oh, they can't really make something happen out of this.
Past Gates. Good run. Belliard in the final seconds of this first quarter sends us to the first break. After 15 minutes of play, the St. Louis ambush, courtesy of a goal by Robbie Christo, assisted by Christian Briggs and Daniel Torrealba. 1-0 ambush against Utica City. You're watching the Major Arena Soccer League on MASL TV.
Here's what I'm thinking about the living room. Double hung windows are classics, but what do you think about casement windows? Or maybe sliding windows? Or even a big bay window? With all the styles Window World offers, I've got tons of options that match my taste and budget perfectly.
Which will you choose?
I might need another house or two.
Take control. Make a healthy change. Maintain a healthy weight. Exercise regularly. Don't smoke or use smokeless tobacco. Eat a healthy diet. Limit alcohol. Protect yourself from the sun and avoid tanning beds. Protect against sexually transmitted infections. Get screening tests. For more 8 Ways tips, visit siteman.woostel.edu/take control.
When the time comes, we must be ready.
When every second counts.
Be ready.
Act fast.
Do not give up.
Push hard. Keep pushing when it's all on the line.
Be there for each other.
Give it everything you've got.
Do more for your team.
Be ready.
Stay ready. Call 911.
Be ready. Be ready.
Be ready.
Be ready. Be ready.
Call 911.
Catch MASL Monday every Monday night on MASL TV and on CBS Sports Golazo Network. Alex Bostavansky and Phil Levanko are joined each week by special guests from across the league to recap the weekend's games and discuss the league's hot topics. It's Play with Heart Month across the MASL. Commemorative armbands are being auctioned with proceeds benefiting the American Heart Association. Learn more at maslsoccer.com.
So important to celebrate all the accomplishments of this ambush team, and Robbie Christo has had a long accomplished career here in the city of St. Louis. He is the man with the goal right now to put this team in front against Utica. Torrealba on the assist. City is going to control the ball to start the second. What have you seen from this ambush team so far, Matt?
I mean, not a lot of possession, but, you know, the sustained attacks in transition are really what can make this team different. Again, I think very different styles here for Utica. They want to slow it down. They're better when they, I think, can possess the ball a little bit, have those sustained attacks. The ambush, coincidentally enough, crumble when teams have sustained attacks against them, it seems like. So a back-and-forth match like that in the first quarter, that's going to benefit the ambush every time.
Certainly will be favored to win this game, especially after what happened against Utica on Monday when they beat them. Thought they had control of the game, some great finishes. And we are paused here. Referees dotting the T's and crossing the I's. Falzoni ready to go and try to get us our second win against Utica this week before the ambush head up to Milwaukee. Tomorrow, 3 o'clock, our good friend Tom Wynn will be on the call for you. Randy Martinez pellets it off of Tavernese. Drifts back to Paulo. Paulo, escalator music. Falzoni got a piece. Utica guy goes down. SK lashes a shot. House able to parry it at the near post, and SK plays it safe back through the escape hatch.
Absolute rocket there from SK. I do like when soccer players say, you know, I don't have an angle here. I can't actually see a spot to get in the goal, so I'll just kick it as hard as I possibly can. Oh, and hey, it works sometimes.
Sometimes you can really fire it.
Sometimes you get a surprise.
Talked a little bit about when we were out here against the Tacoma Stars back on February 7th, and Will SK had a goal in that one. James Tagba was not active in that one. He will use Paulo. Falzoni. Falzoni lifting over the top. Robbie Christo, the goal scorer, knocks it down. Tagba in his second stint with the ambush. Slashes it forward off the wall to Briggs.
I think after that one, we can just call him the goal director.
O'Keefe kind of scuffs the shot over to Heinerhaus. You're saying for Christo, call him the goal director?
Yeah.
I like that.
He necessarily, I mean, he score it, yes, but he more directed the ball there.
Tagba takes it off the leg, wins it against Amati, and Tagba Briggs in the back, trying to get through this Utica press. O'Keefe, big diagonal ball toward Keaton Woods. Woods tries to get ahead on that. Amati makes space, big save from Paulo, second chance, it's off the post. Hit into the pink from point blank range. Utica initially stopped by Paulo, then stopped by the post. Genrich, just maybe a centimeter onto the outside part of the post.
See, I was going to say, Joey, really surprised that Tagba dumped that off and recycled it instead of trying to push transition, because, again, you get these extended positions of attack. This is when the ambush really struggling, and as soon as you get a guy like Pinal out there who's just going to pick his spot and work his area, that's the last thing you want if you're the ambush. Surprised Tagba ate that one.
And not the wisest move in the back with Utica bringing numbers, but City withstands thanks to the best goalie in the MASL, the ageless wonder, Paulo. And now a foul as Stevens is spilled. O'Keefe picks up the foul. Free kick for Utica City. They've had a number of these, including 2 right at the top of the arc in the first. Tavares gives it right back to Pinal. Pinal leaving. Tavares off the back heel roll. Almost smashes it top shelf. Just gets up above the bar on the glass. And Tavares reloading here, right side. Tavares against Christo. Drags it by him, takes another shot to the exact same spot. And this time it careens to the fans in the first row.
Wow. What a shot attempt there. Utica trying to put themselves into a tie game with one heck of an attempt.
Ambush and Utica City, 12:04 to go in the second. St. Louis won on a first quarter goal. Utica, nothing, but they've had a few balls. Pagano's hit a couple wide. Those 2 by Tavares, some set pieces up top. They could very easily have scored in this game.
And Joey, that would have been Tavares' first goal of the season. What a goal. It would have been just his 5th career MASL goal overall. Quite the highlight that would have been early on in his career.
This comes back, and again, at the top of the bow and arrow is Utica City. Pinal right into the wall. Austin, Chikunte, and Yuri on the wall. Chase it back to Heiner House. A little more adventurous for De Andrade than he was expecting. He chests it down in front of the ambush bench. Williamson against Tavernese, a couple of MASL vets. Williamson almost got it out. Burst forward. Amati kind of fooled Paulo as a ball that lacked nutrition went off the wall past his mitts. Williamson in transition. Yuri wide open! And he ice cream cones it up over the goal on a half volley.
Tough little run here for Heiner House. You know, just newly signed with this team. There's been some changes that are being made. Obviously, Yurton Moreira moved on from general manager behind the bench now. You get a different goalie to kind of maybe try to stabilize this defense a little bit. House so far, though, only faced 4 shots on goal from the ambush. He has let up 1. Utica looking for a bright spot in a tough season.
Heads up, fans. Come on, rifled out of play.
Found a open spot, luckily.
And luckily, it hit an empty seat. Randy Martinez with the ball at his feet.
Whoa now.
3 and change into the second quarter.
What are you doing?
Utica a little bit too close to the ball. Martinez says, I'm going backwards with it anyway, Mr. Belliard. Williamson switches. Fields over to Turrialba, makes his own space. House stops the initial chance. Falzoni pretty much on the doorstep, or at least on the sidewalk out in front of the front door. Trying to jam it home. Utica takes possession instead.
Turrialba just continues. Every time he touches the ball, Joey, it feels like something special can happen.
Miller, who is with the ambush 18-22, comes back and taps it back. Nifty little work out of the back. Now Pagano smashes it off the wall after getting the feed from Alava. And Paulo gets it in Tupperware on the ambush side. Turrialba and Martinez operating with Paulo. He'll often pull up as a 6th attacker. He pulls the RV forward here, gives to Briggs. Drop back cross field to Randy. Martinez just holding onto the ball with O'Keefe down the left side river. O'Keefe, he's tripped up. And a pretty easy call as he got tangled with Miller.
Joey, we were talking about Amati earlier, talking about sophomore jumps for these players. Turrialba, last season, his first year, he had 14 appearances with 15 points. This year, 15 appearances, already 21 points. Him and Amati really are showing themselves to be 2 of the best young players for this team. Again, Murshad Amati last year, 17 games, he had 21 points, 15 and 13 already this season. These sophomore campaigns for these 2 players really helping dictate a lot of the success for these 2 clubs.
Turrialba from deep off the feed from SK. A little too much helium in it. And a foul on the way out by the ambush will send us to a free kick for Utica at this 10-13 mark of the second. Rolled forward immediately to De Andrade. Utica wants to push. De Andrade. Soft test of Paulo. Paulo goes down to the carpet for a simple snatch.
You say we in year 5, Joey, and tell you what, if somebody asked me, you know, what's the one player who's been on this roster that whole time who's grown the most? And honestly, Joey,
Riley Yuri! Right there on the goal line. SK feeds him in the ambush. Build the lead to a pair.
That's a pretty one. Got to redo the flooring under the goal after that slide in there by Riley Yuri. Yuri, we know him for his speed, and that's exactly what a late runner like Riley Yuri can provide to you offensively. Great job by Christian Briggs. Just about to talk about how he's the player who's really grown the most across these last 4+ seasons. His growth from just a solid rotationary defender to a guy who can bring the ball up and help start an attack like that alongside Will SK. SK's got the speed. He's going to pressure. He's going to put you on your back heels. But then Riley Yuri, one of the fastest players in the league, he pushes from the opposite side. He gets down to the other side. Look at him cross across the defense there. He finds the pocket. The defenders are all looking at SK. Riley slips into the back end, and he's right there for the quick tap in at the goal line. A beautiful ambush team goal.
Yuri and Christo on the board for St. Louis. 9:46 left in the second. Apple to SK, and things are looking excellent for the St. Louis Ambush, who return home on Friday, February 27th as they take on Baltimore. We'll have a team player card set giveaway presented by Tucano's. Tickets available at Ticketmaster.com or at the arena box office. It'll be fun to be right back here on Friday. Spur nudges it. Utica, give them credit, they're putting up quite a fight, but without Gerson, some other folks missing as well, I think the Ambush are just going to overwhelm them in this game. Ambush have a tendency to play very close games this year. See if this ends up being one of them. Spur hammers it through the box. Tavares catches up to it on the other side. Amati. Past O'Keefe. Entry ball. Not a lot of mustard on it. And Paulo falls on it with ease. Ooh, Pinal almost got in the way of Williamson reaching the toe out. O'Keefe. Falzone. John Gates over to Daniel Torrealba. In the corner. Williamson back to Torrealba. Gorgeous soccer. I thought that was a handball in deep.
That's got to be a handball. I mean, clearly, I think off the arm of Pinal.
Santos who stopped it.
Ooh, great defense.
Gates wins it against Tavares back, but unfortunately it's stolen away and whisked away by Spur. Amati, left side attacking end, outsmarts himself, gives it right to O'Keefe with a failed step over move. Torrealba with 8:04 left in the second. Oh, how about that for a step over move? Pass Niamsi, had Christo back post. Interrupted at the very last minute by Tavares. And Austin and Christo win it back against former teammate Will Niamsi. Again, Santos, I think he handed it. Was he in an unnatural position to stop the shot with the arm? That seems to always be the question on handballs. Perhaps not in an unnatural position. Austin, little sand wedge. Christo trying to turn. Niamsi stuck a toe in there. And Utica with Amati off the wall behind Pagano. Swept back forward by Briggs. Martinez wins it against Belliard. Randy down the right side. Belliard pressures him from behind. And Randy goes to the turf. It's a Utica foul, an Ambush set piece. 7:22 to go in the second, up 2-0.
Torrealba, Martinez, Esque comes on, joined by Briggs and Christo. So you got a big body right there on the back post. Martinez and Torrealba set up. If I had to guess here, Joey, I would expect to see a Martinez dummy and then a Torrealba rip right down the curve.
Randy runs over it indeed. Now it's Torrealba. Back to SK instead. SK, heat-seeking missile, but finds the coldness above the bar. Torrealba. Briggs. Onto Martinez. Blocked by the hip of Tavares. And all the way to the first row.
Tavares' defense has been
saved 2 goals.
Game-saving for Utica. But also that Torrealba, great example of how balance just as important as speed when it comes to beating guys.
Tavares may have saved 2, but the Ambush have scored 2. Yuri and Christo on the board. Ambush 2. Utica City nothing. 7:07 left in the second on MASL TV.
At St. Luke's Heart and Vascular Institute, we understand that care is more than treatment. It's about living your best life. St. Luke's alliance with Cleveland Clinic's Heart, Vascular, and Thoracic Institute enables us to take on the most challenging cases. Make an appointment today.
Daniel Torrealba has been magnificent this season. He's tied for third in the MASL in goals with 17. 3 goals and an assist in the last 3 games played. Torrealba, a revelation for an ambush team that's not just getting one chance on offensive opportunities. We were talking to Mark Moser out here a couple of weeks ago. He said one of the things that impresses him was staying patient, getting more than one chance. Martinez trying to get us a chance here, back post Christo. Ambush offense has been sharp. Utica City, their offense hasn't been bad in this game. Martinez able to get back in front as they raced it down the right side, got in front of Cole Stevens. Long launch out of the back. Christo, he gets loose against Wanalava. Christo will hold it in the corner by the Kane sign, pays the price for that. Torrealba back in control of the ball. He'll step off as he eases it off to Williamson. Joey Zanaboni alongside Matt Rocchio and our close friends here at the Family Arena. BJ Prue, Nate the Great, all the great ambush faithful, many of whom have traveled from downtown St. Louis, about a 30-minute drive out here to the Family Arena in St. Charles. I was following the St. Louis City game earlier in the day. Williamson give off O'Keefe with about 6 to go in this second. Ambush up 2-0. Williamson stalks it forward. Takes a shot, blocked again by a Utica City defender in deep. And Axel Chikunte was the one who got tangled there.
More saves by the Utica City defense than Heiner House today so far.
Yeah, that was a lava on the last one. Now O'Keefe, miniature golf forward, Togba. Off the wall, Falzoni! It's a just wide, influenced by House at the near post.
Keaton Woods was completely unmarked on the back post. No one was on the ambush player, but unfortunately the ball couldn't get through, or at least it got through at a much sharper angle than needed.
Keaton almost won it back.
I mean, if that plays flat, it's on his foot and he's wide open with the entire net to work with.
Miller left side. Olava out of the circle. Utica changes. Tavares back on the turf. Here comes Miller inside the gold line, fronted by O'Keefe.
Joey, correct me if I'm wrong, but was trading Howard Miller one of the very first combination of GM and head coach moves that Locker made? I feel like that was very early on in the tenure after the coaching change switch.
Miller, who wears number 22, banging that through, almost connected with Pinal. Miller was traded in 2022, which is the year that Jeff Locker took over really all of the operations of the franchise.
It might have been right after he took over too. The kind of the shake-up there alongside the head coach move.
Howard was here 2018 to 2022. John Gates. Mistake by House on the clearance.
Not enough urgency from City there to capitalize on the moment. Can't be wasting time dribbling around when you have that kind of turnover.
Tavares slides through to Amati, off the wall, pulls it back against Gates. Gates goes to ground and wins it against him with the help of Tristan Austin.
What a dummy by Amati, but what a save defensively by John Gates. Got right back up. Sometimes it's not about the initial play, it's how quickly can you get back up and make the secondary play.
Long shot by Santos goes wide. John Gates, he's a first-year ambush, but he's a long-time ambush as well. His dad played for the team. Good player as well, and a friend of so many of the alumni. Mr. Gates was out here for alumni night a couple of weeks ago, and Daryl Duran was here, Mark Moser, and one guy who is not here, but we want to shout out today, Jim Teachins, longtime St. Louis indoor soccer goalie. All our best to Jim. We're thinking of you, Jim, and happy to have you with us today on the Ambush broadcast. Ambush with Robert Williamson out wide. Williamson shaking and baking with 3:40 to play here in the second. Rotated through Martinez. Torrealba! So sneaky. Niamsi ultimately blocks the shot, but very, very crafty maneuvering by Torrealba. Olava from his own yellow line. Christo gets in front. Utica also in action tomorrow. They are going to be at Cable Dahmer Arena, about 3.5 hours from St. Louis in Independence, Missouri. We'll take on the KC Comets. That's a 5 o'clock start tomorrow. And check out maslsoccer.com for the full schedule. We'll have a look into some of the games in the second half. We'll also have Ashton Fry going into halftime with a member of the St. Louis Ambush coaching staff. 2:46 until we get there. Ambush 2, Utica 0. Utica number 2, Belliard, using Alava. Alava inches in. Pagano trying to turn in the corner. Williamson comes out to help defensively and goes to ground, blocking that shot. Scoop up by Paulo. Roll to Big Rob. The former Wave will see his former team tomorrow. Paulo on the ground forward. Axel could hold up play. SK just couldn't get it the way he wanted. It deflects out of his boots, and House able to make the snare.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to transfer that one left to right as he was running, and the momentum of his left foot just kind of caught that ball, turned it into a pretty weak shot, unfortunately.
Long ball, Utica, it's out of bounds, and the Ambush will have a free kick in the back. Ambush on the road tomorrow as they travel north to take on the Milwaukee Wave at 3:05 Central Time. You'll be able to catch all the action on MASL Plus, and the Ambush are hosting a game day clinic on Saturday, March 7th right here at the Family Arena prior to the game. $75. You get professional Ambush players training you. You get a t-shirt. $75 includes all taxes and fees. Sign up stlambush.com. Axel comes back to win one. Jousts it toward Tagba. Pagano, other ideas. Pagano pulls a shot, but weakly done right at Paulo. It's about 100 seconds left here in this second quarter. Paulo forward to O'Keefe. O'Keefe, he's going to pull it back, and St. Louis will get it under a minute and a half on the clock. Tagba over to Briggs. Axel goes off. Falzoni comes on. He's up top with Uri. Williamson in front of the Ambush bench.
Oh, risky here. Tagba, the only real line of defense if, oh, well, didn't expect that to happen. That's not going to be allowed. Can't just go tossing people like that. Kyle Ginrich, little extracurricular there, tossing Riley Uri to the ground. Ambush will restart things over on their left side.
Well, clock drizzles under 60 seconds with the Ambush up by 2. And we've got Ashton Fry on the sidelines today. Real treat when you're a sideline reporter to interview a guy who has a bobblehead. It's Lucas Almeida bobblehead night tonight. He'll be our guest going into the halftime break. That's off the boot of Falzoni.
You said time was drizzling away. Time, rain, and sauces. Anything else in the world you can drizzle?
Mustard.
That's a sauce.
Is mustard a sauce?
Condiments and sauces, if you will.
Some room temperature
soppings
sauce.
and fixings, if you're partial to it.
Anything else you can drizzle?
Time,
that ball's
rain,
drizzled.
soppings is all I got. And apparently a ball in soccer.
Matt Rocchio's the thesaurus up here, and
I'm just here to ask questions every once in a while. Sometimes you present a reality, and I simply have to,
Drizzling under 30 seconds as Amadi pulls back against Gates. Pinal, about 20 seconds, left-footed shot. A little back heel by Tavares. Paulo blockaded things on the floor and gets up as the ball yo-yos down.
Tavares.
Thanks to old Uncle Gravity. Torrealba with about 10 seconds tries to slash one cross field to O'Keefe. Almost gets a fortuitous bounce back to him. Under 5. Number 5, Williamson. Hey, why not? Hail Mary. House catches it on a fair catch maneuver. And that'll end the first half. After 30 minutes of play, St. Louis Ambush 2, Utica City nothing. Joey Zanaboni, Matt Rocchio. Matt, your thoughts on this first half?
Tell you what, Tavares, man in the 8 jersey for Utica, had a fantastic first half. Unfortunately, the offensive side of his team hasn't been able to show up. Really good job by the Ambush, pushing some possession there, pushing some transition. Again, they let up a couple extended periods of time there where Utica had a chance. Unfortunately, they couldn't get anything going.
All right, let's go down to Ashton Fry with St. Louis Ambush legend and bobblehead Lucas Almeida.
Ambush fans, I'm with our very own St. Louis Ambush, Lucas Almeida. The score is 2-0 for Ambush right now. We're in the lead. What do you think the boys can do to keep that lead?
We need to minimize the counters, the number down situations, and then when we have the ball, keep it a little bit longer, and the opportunities will come.
And you're tonight's bobblehead. How do you feel about that?
It's an honor to be celebrated like that. I've been here for 11 years, It's always a pleasure to be here and get a celebration.
For sure. We appreciate you so much. This was a quick interview with Lucas Almeida.
Ambush player Lucas Almeida, who's currently listed as inactive on the bench for the Ambush today. He's a great sport. He is the bobblehead giveaway as well. Ambush 2, Utica nothing. Back after this on MASL TV.
At St. Luke's Heart and Vascular Institute, we understand that care is more than treatment. It's about living your best life. We're nationally recognized as a top heart care provider in the area, and our proud alliance with Cleveland Clinic's Heart, Vascular, and Thoracic Institute enables St. Luke's to take on the most challenging cases for the highest level of outcomes in St. Louis. St. Luke's Heart and Vascular Institute, a beat above the rest for a life beyond expectations. For a first diagnosis or a second opinion, make an appointment today.
Shoot! He scores!
How goes it, folks? This is MASL in 5, back for another week. Hope everyone is doing great. Things are heating up across the league, and there are some big matchups happening this weekend. I've only got 5 minutes to fill you in, so let's get to it.
Francis is there. He shoots above the crossbar. 7 seconds left. Reagan once again shot. It's in there. It's tied. Level with 5.
Dominic Francis ties it up for the KC Comets against San Diego on Saturday, with just 2 seconds left in regulation time. This may have been the game of the year between two of the league's top dogs. Alas for KC, it was the visiting Sockers coming out on top in a shootout, with Charlie Gonzalez providing the winning tally, 7-6, the final score. But San Diego had to fly home to face the Strikers on Sunday. A tough back-to-back. They didn't have much left in the tank, still managed to take it to overtime, but Munir Alami posts the golden goal for Empire as they triumph 5-4 to snap a 3-game losing streak. The St. Louis Ambush continue to roll. They may be the biggest surprise this season. They go into the Lions' Den in Baltimore, flex some muscle, taking down the Blast 7-3. They have now won 4 of their last 5 games. So Baltimore had a chance to bounce back on Sunday in Utica. UCFC has had 8 games decided by 1 goal this season, and they've only won 3 of them. Heartbreaking stuff again on this day as the Blast take them down in a shootout, 8-7. Milwaukee traveled to Tacoma on Sunday. Oscar Flores and Alex Steinwasser both had 3 points as the Wave held on to edge the Stars, 7-6, the final score. And on Monday, St. Louis continued its winning ways on the blue turf in Utica. UCFC led 3-2 at the half, but it was all Ambush from that point on as they pulled away for the 6-4 win. And finally, Milwaukee and Empire hooked up on Monday, and suddenly the Strikers are turning heads again. They take down the first place Wave 8-7 to notch their second straight win. And congratulations going out to Chad Vandegrift of the Kansas City Comets, who last week became the MASL's all-time leader in appearances with his 226th, surpassing some pretty elite company in Ian Bennett, Frank Taillou, and other league royalty. Chad is one of the best defenders in MASL history. He has won the league's Defender of the Year award twice in 2021-22 and again last season. So congratulations, Chad, on the accomplishment. Your scoring leaders on top: Alex Sanchez from Milwaukee, tied with Rian Marquez from KC. Then it's Zach Reggett with 32 points, Super Mario Alvarez with 31, and Sergio Pinal with 30 points to round out your top 5. And your Capelli Players of the Week are William Banaheni in goal, Rian Marquez offensively from KC, and Mario Alvarez getting the defensive nod from the Milwaukee Wave. Let's start with Rian, who had a fantastic week. 7 points for the Comets, 4 goals and 3 assists in 2 games. Mario Alvarez, incredible week as well. He's a defender, but put up 7 points, 6 goals, 1 assist in 2 Milwaukee games. And his teammate between the posts, Willie Banahene, getting the nod as he was fantastic. A 2-0 record, making 22 saves, and he had a .647 save percentage to boot. Time now for your plays of the week.
Ball played forward. This is Flores. Flores goes back post. Oh my word!
Took a chance. Here's a header. What a goal! Charlie, shot, and the Suckers have won in a shootout. 7-6.
I'm not sure if St. Louis blocked that or Thompson blocked that. 4 seconds time here. Quick shot, goal! Ozzy Santana from midfield. Silla scores! It's over! Baltimore win the shootout and come away with 2 points on the weekend.
Now Pereira again, he flicks it back. Shot! Goal! San Diego!
Amadi fires and scores!
Reagan once again, shot! It's in there! It's tied! Level at 5! Oh my gosh!
Here they come. This is their chance for glory. Isaac Somo up the wall. Rebound goal! Munir Alami for the second time this year sends the soccer fans home with a sour taste of defeat lingering on their lips.
And that's all the time we've got for today. But just a reminder, all throughout the season, to stay up to date with everything that's going on in the Major Arena Soccer League, be sure to check out the league's official social media outlets. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.
At St. Luke's Heart and Vascular Institute, we understand that care is more than treatment. It's about living your best life. We're nationally recognized as a top heart care provider in the area, and our proud alliance with Cleveland Clinic's Heart, Vascular, and Thoracic Institute enables St. Luke's to take on the most challenging cases for the highest level of outcomes in St. Louis. St. Luke's Heart and Vascular Institute, a beat above the rest for a life beyond expectations. For a first diagnosis or a second opinion, make an appointment today.
The Major Arena Soccer League. Can't believe it, but the season is getting close to its conclusion at the end of March. And look where the St. Louis Ambush are at. Tied for third with 27 points. 6 teams qualify for the Ron Newman Cup playoffs. If you're in the top 2, you get a bye, and the Ambush knocking right on that door.
Do you feel a little need to point out the goal differential there about halfway through the marker there? +2 for the Ambush, +13 and +14 for the Wave and the Sockers. A lot of that is still heavily influenced by a really rough start of that very Comet-heavy schedule, but nonetheless, great spot for the Ambush right now as the playoffs begin to get closer.
Ambush played the Comets 6 times from late November to early January. We do not play them again the regular season. Christian Briggs today against Utica off the board. Torrealba inserts in a clever little back heel from Robbie Christo. Finishes the job. That got the Ambush on the board in the first quarter. So casual. Christo scores, and then Chili Willie SK brought it into the Utica zone. A little space, and Riley Urey right there behind Heiner House. SK to Urey. 2-0 Ambush. That goal came in the second quarter, and the lead did stand heading into the halftime break. We're about 2.5 away from starting again in the second half, third quarter at the Family Arena in St. Charles. Paulo, he's working on a shutout. Axel Chacunte, he's looked good again against Utica, trying to get it to Will SK, couldn't get the shot off. Pagano, he's been robbed by the old post, and just west of it, there he gave it pretty easy to Paulo. Paulo, the MASL's leader in everything that's important for a goal. He saves, goals against average, tied for first, and wins. Well, he's had to face 9 shots on goal by Utica, but has passed all the tests so far today. Ambush 2, Utica City FC nothing.
Yeah, more shots there from the Ambush. Kind of a different, a smaller discrepancy than you would expect based on this score and how the Ambush have really dominated the most opportune scoring chances. But nonetheless, Utica City knocking on the door. This game is far from being away, far from over. Got to also look the block shots there. Both these defenses are impacting this game. I mean, heck, 5 block shots to 4 saves for both teams. The defense is stepping up for some very good goaltending.
Ambush, Utica City, second half starts after this on MASL TV.
Here's what I'm thinking about the living room. Double hung windows are classics, but what do you think about casement windows? Or maybe sliding windows? Or even a big bay window? With all the styles Window World offers, I've got tons of options that match my taste and budget perfectly.
Which will you choose?
I might need another house or 2.
The Post Sports Bar and Grill. Use promo code AMBUSH online for a buy one, get one free cheesesteak. The Post Sports Bar and Grill. Stay posted.
At St. Luke's Heart and Vascular Institute, we understand that care is more than treatment. It's about living your best life. St. Luke's alliance with Cleveland Clinic's Heart, Vascular, and Thoracic Institute enables us to take on the most challenging cases. Make an appointment today.
Want more MASL action? Follow MASL and St. Louis Ambush on Facebook and Instagram, and subscribe to MASL TV on YouTube, where you'll find game rebroadcasts, MASL shows, highlights, and more.
Start of the third quarter, Utica will get the ball first. Ambush to Utica City. They've got nothing on the board so far here in St. Charles, Missouri. Joey Zanaboni alongside Matt Rocchio, Pinal staying loose in the center circle. Flashlights were a-waving. Fans have been good today. Thanks for coming out to the Family Arena and being with us on MASL Plus. De Andrade in the pink boots as the fans really come to life. Amati out on the far side. Utica hasn't looked terrible offensively today. Pinal to Andrade. Big stuff from Riley Urey on a block at the top of the box.
A sixth block shot for the Ambush, another crucial one.
Williamson headed it loose initially. Falzoni tries to go around Olavas. A little too far in the touch. Dismissed by House. Urey. Forward. Disrupted by Amati. Gathered in the back by Tagba. Chili Willie with the ball. Paulo. Could this be a shutout today for Paulo? About a half hour to go, but it's not out of the question. Treadmills it forward. Chili. Near post just wide. Falzoni ruse not being able to get to the rebound.
I don't believe we've ever called a complete clean sheet, Joey.
Not in memory. We've come close a couple of times.
Yeah.
Pinal
was it 2-1 against the Wave, I think?
Yeah, there have been some that have gone into the fourth quarter.
Oh.
Miller rejected
Announcer
by Paulo.
jinx almost.
And Paulo perfect today. Tavares. Hold up play, Pinal, and pressured by Tagba. Torrealba rips it away. Pinal went down, and Tagba and co. flummoxed by that call off the near side wall. Well, Utica City will set it up, courtesy of this refereeing crew that today has donned the green and are led by Brian Martin. It's Matthew Rodman, Matt Geringer, and Joseph Hayden with them. And Tavares swished round by Utica. Pagano pried away by Tagba. And I think that's easy enough. Spur gets him, and it's free kick for the Ambush.
I appreciate that the physicality in this game always immediately ramps up in the moment. There's one physical play, then there's a more physical play, and there's another more physical play that probably usually gets the whistle called. It just naturally ramps up every time.
Paulo flurries it downfield. Gates goes down. Amati in transition. Williamson lays out against him. Hits off the line official. Amati stays with it. Bounces to Tavares. Tavares cuts it infield. Keaton and John close the gates. Williamson, opportunistic, gets to the ball. O'Keefe shuffleboards forward. Woods deep into the Utica end. He drags it back infield. Tavares sticks a boot in and wins it. Gates takes it back at the yellow line briefly. O'Keefe will pull it out of the trouble for the Ambush. Paulo sees an avenue. I think he wanted Axel. It gets to Rob. To Axel, right side. House comes out to clog things up. Williamson, before going back to the bench, gets St. Louis the ball in the back. About 3 into the third. Ambush 2. Utica City nothing. Ambush in Milwaukee tomorrow. Back at home on the 27th and March 7th as well. We'll have our mascot game on the 7th. Axel.
My favorite game.
Which one's your favorite mascot?
The best halftime.
Besides Bushwhacker, the legendary Ambush mascot.
Oh, that's a tricky one. I think that it's always the more corporate ones, not the school mascots. The school mascots are so well trained. Well, the more corporate ones are a little bit newer sometimes.
Those are the wild ones.
To playing the sport in the costume, and they never cease to have the best moments, in my opinion.
You ever do any mascotting?
I have not, no.
I have been in a mascot costume. I've been a children's literary character that, I hate to say this, but it was kind of a ripoff of Gumby.
I was going to guess Franklin.
And then I was in high school. I'm not going to say because, of course, St. Louis, everyone's listening for where you went to high school. I'm not going to say which high school it was, but I was in the high school mascot costume. Tripping call will give Utica the ball as Andrade goes down, trying to break out. But the thing that I learned with mascotting, you know, people love to come up to you and slap you on the back real hard, slap you on the head real hard. So shout out to all those mascots. And if you have to play a game of soccer, it's a physical game. You're going to have to be pretty tough.
Was the mascot that you had to wear a little top heavy? Was it like that in the costume?
It was. Oh, Paulo!
What a kick save.
Robbie Tavernese.
Like Marty Brodeur out there, baby.
Stopping traffic like a nudist colony in the Brentwood Target parking lot. Huge stuff from Paulo. By the way, yes, the mascot costume was quite top heavy.
So was the thought process that if there was a nudist colony in the Brentwood Promenade parking lot, everyone would stop?
This is famous in St. Louis. If you're watching across the nation, across the world.
It's automatic gridlock in a city that never deserves to have gridlock based on the population it has.
It is, by reputation, the hardest place to move 2 feet in all of St. Louis.
You know the key though, Joey, is you go out the back end of that parking lot. You never go in the Brentwood Eager Road exits. Never go in that way. You got to go in the back end.
O'Keefe trying to go in the back way. That's here. Oh, Williamson to Christo!
Oh, Heiner's going to want that back. That's rough.
Goal crazier than a feral cat at a Scientology recruiting center! Williamson to Christo, and Christo gets his second of the game to make it 3-0 ambush.
Robbie cannot say he did this one on purpose. This is a mishit, and it's mishit so precisely that Heiner House misreads it. He was prepared for that's an Ephus pitch. That is. He's expecting something harder. He's expecting it to be coming right at his face. Instead, Christo mishits it and causes this weird, slow, curveball-esque bounce that House just can't read the English on. And that's the Ephus pitch of goals, Joey.
It's Big Rob to Big Robbie. How about that play from Williamson? Not sure exactly what you call that. Somewhere between a Trivella and a scissors kick.
Well, I like Trivella.
And somehow hoisted it Robbie for a finish that I do agree. It took House by surprise. Now, I do think he got it fairly well on, but it took him by surprise.
I mean, but there at no point was Robbie planning to bounce the shot or hit it with a bunch of spin but no speed. Robbie was trying to ping that one just right into the back of the net off the kind of angle and momentum of the original ball from Big Rob. There was no way he was trying just to dink that one past a House who was wired for a much more intense shot. Unbelievable that he's able to get that one past there. Robbie, that's got to be the lightest ball he's ever hit for a goal past a goalie.
And to tie it all together, his college mascot, that was the costume that I wore,
there
the mascot that I wore.
I didn't want to completely tell everybody where you went to high school because you were hiding it, but now we've all figured
Junior
it out.
Billikens.
There it is.
Belliard.
Very top-heavy mascot. The cheeks on that
Though at
thing.
the college level, it's a little bit skinnier.
The cheeks on that thing are wider than the shoulders. That's a tricky one.
This has been an unbelievable day for St. Louis University soccer. Simon Betcher and Tim Ream in action in MLS play. Robbie Christo has scored twice here. And a shout out to just all the great people from that program that made a run into the Final Four on the men's side this year. Of course, the women's team, it's always been very strong and won 7 out of the last 8 A-10 conference championships. Unbelievable time for St. Louis soccer, and happy that you can be part of it.
And I was talking to Chris May yesterday at the show I do. We had a special show, and Chris May joined us before the SLU game. And he talked about how that soccer program is a revenue getter for that school. You know, you think about it just being basketball and football, but for the Billikens, there you go. The Billikens soccer program is a revenue sport for them. That's kind of crazy. You don't expect it, but in this town, with that kind of program in a conference that respects and takes soccer seriously like the A-10 does, it's pretty impressive what the SLU soccer program is able to do. Just another extension of the greatest soccer city in America.
City, the ambush, both in action. Utica City's in action as well.
I don't see any.
Amadi.
I don't see any Kansas City University having a revenue soccer team.
Now, listen, I went to a university in Kansas City. I don't know that we made a lot of money. We were pretty good. Rockhurst University. But, of course, we were coached by a St. Louis.
We don't talk about y'all.
The all-time winningest coach in NCAA soccer
Really?
history. Yeah, Tony
That's
is
impressive. Wow.
Tony is probably about 85 years old. He's still doing it over there at Rockhurst. And
Damn.
every year in the early part of the season, a little preseason, they'll play UMKC right across the street.
That's fun.
Give them a good game. The Ruse.
Who wins that game usually?
I recall when I was there, I believe we tied,
Okay.
but there was some crossover between the teams. There were a couple guys that transferred from Rockhurst over to UMKC, and I think vice versa as well. And remember my rec league team at Rockhurst, we had a guy who was a very good high school soccer player. I never learned his name. He came over from UMKC against the intramural rules and wore a wig, and we all called him Felix, and he lit it up, man. We went all the way to the championship.
Correct me if I'm wrong. There's a Rockhurst alum in this league still, correct?
Here in this league.
Here in the MASL?
Nick McDonald, when we first started out. I don't believe he's playing right now, but he's part of the Sunflower Soccer Club. Sunflower State, shout out to them. I know they're watching this one as the Ambush and Utica City battle to about the halfway point in the third with the Ambush up 3-0. But that was cool as well. In the very first set of games we ever did, Nick scored a goal. And of course, you bring a lot of people together across the state of Missouri through soccer. And one of them is Eric Bergrud. He is shouting us out on Twitter, saying, how do you guys get over there so quick from that St. Louis City game? Thank you, Eric. One of the voices.
No need to go on the record with my driving, Joey. We can just say we made it, and that's all there is to it.
And Rocchio chauffeuring. Christo chauffeurs that one toward Gates.
Very legal, 100% the speed limit, not a mile past it, always using our signals.
We'll speed out to break. Ambush 3, Utica City nothing. Media timeout, third quarter. You're watching the MASL on MASL TV.
At St. Luke's Heart and Vascular Institute, we understand that care is more than treatment. It's about living your best life. We're nationally recognized as a top heart care provider in the area, and our proud alliance with Cleveland Clinic's Heart, Vascular, and Thoracic Institute enables St. Luke's to take on the most challenging cases for the highest level of outcomes in St. Louis. St. Luke's Heart and Vascular Institute, a beat above the rest for a life beyond expectations. For a first diagnosis or a second opinion, make an appointment today.
MASLsoccer.com is your home for everything Major Arena Soccer League. All the latest news, leaderboards, highlights, and more. Capelli Sport is the official and exclusive preferred uniform and apparel provider for the Major Arena Soccer League. Visit MASLsoccer.com to shop the all-new MASL fan store for the latest MASL and team gear.
Robbie Christo, the star of the game so far. He's gotten 2 of the 3 Ambush goals. Christo with 6:40 left in the third. He's definitely on hat trick watch, and see if maybe he can get to that. See if the shutout can keep going as well. Randy Martinez against Amati. Woods and Chikute there to help him out, but Utica able to escape the trouble. Good work with the knee by Briggs. Martinez sends the shot way high. Joey Zanaboni alongside Matthew Rocchio. Ambush. Utica City Ambush in control of this one.
Defense has just been fantastic. And again, it's not just the incredible work from the goalkeeper of the year to be in Paulo, but also just Ambush, sacrificing their body, getting block shots. helping keep this cheek clean so far.
Austin off the wall to Falzone. Amati read the play, got back.
How about the play there by Amati? I mean, we talk about his offense all day, and it looks like James Togba just went down.
Uri.
It's good, though.
Gets the ball outside to Austin. Austin across the goal line. Right-footed shot. House had some trouble with it, but able to keep the hamster close.
Seeing the bobble like that, like by Heiner, might just want to start ripping some shots out there, see if you can start testing him, get some runners going into the box to pick up any rebounds. If you see a goalie like that, sometimes a little blood in the water. And again, it is only 3-0. Ambush control here, but in this sport, 3-0 can evaporate. I mean, really, you only need about probably a minute and a half, 2.5 minutes really to have a good shot at that.
D'Andrade off the wall around Gates, intercepted by Williamson. Ambush with numbers. SK. Yuri's off to his left. Gates to his right. Goes left to Uri.
Perfect.
Backdoor!
Perfect.
John Gates!
Perfect execution. Cold. Absolutely was cold, John. That was cold work.
SK leads it. Uri serves it. Gates finishes it. Perfect transition moment for St. Louis, and the good times keep rolling. 4-0. Ambush certainly in position now for a 10th win this season.
I'm sure he saw Pops do that and his friends a few times. SK right down the middle, perfect open up to Riley Uri. Do you wonder, Riley Uri, is he going to one-touch pass this one across to the open Gates? Too many times early in the season, the Ambush missed that pass. But Joey, they are hitting it at almost 100% of the time over the last 12 or 13 games. They have been incredible ever since that beginning of the season. John Gates, a perfect run, a perfect feed from Riley Uri, a perfect blast into the back of the net. 4-0 Ambush, putting a little space on this one.
Ambush about to grow the win streak to 4 in a row. 3 is already the current longest active streak in the MASL. Of course, this team won 5 in a row late last season to really inject some hope and did a good job of the playoffs as well. I mean, the Ambush showed signs. It's really coming together now as St. Louis is challenging for the top spot in all of the major arena soccer league. Now, there's only one other game that will follow this one. It's in Kent, Washington, between the San Diego Sockers and the Tacoma Stars. Togba. How has Scott fingertips to it?
I was
just raise up.
So much credit for the passing, and then Togba, little too selfish, wastes the opportunity, a prime opportunity to pick up goal number 5 here in the third frame.
Torrealba in the corner, looking a little indecisive. Looks like it's going to be Martinez who comes toward the ball. Torrealba peels away.
They've left him wide open on the weak side.
It's Martinez and Briggs. Does Martinez run over it? Yes. Briggs near post. House stops it. I wouldn't have been in front of the way of that one for sure, but it ends up with Torrealba anyway outside the yellow line, looking to re-inject. I think Tavares handed that. That should have been a handball call.
That was
does not come through.
Clearly away from his body there, Joey, no doubt.
Christo wins it back against Pagano. Ambush back in control, defensive end, about 4 to go in the third, up 4-0. The Wave are the top team in the MASL at 30 points. Ambush 3 points behind at 27. Wave right now in the first quarter are trailing against the Baltimore Blast. So Baltimore has the edge for now. We don't want to count our chickens too soon, but it looks good that the Wave will go down. San Diego also at 27 points. Again, they play tonight 8 Central against the Tacoma Stars. So the Ambush, at least for a moment, if they win this, will be tied at the top of the MASL with 30 points, though it's possible as the night goes on, the Wave could leapfrog, get up to 33, or San Diego could draw level with us at 30. Things are looking really good. If we win this, we can say the first place Ambush are the hottest team in the Major Arena Soccer League.
Wow. That's special, Joey. Just not something we'd be able to say very often. It would be a special moment, of course. Locker, Donnie Alberti, Jeannie Swanner, just a really special coaching staff that has been working together for years now to build this team, slowly but surely improving them year after year. A lot of players on this team have been here over the last 3-4 years. Then you add in the new players like Torrealba and Falzone, and they've really given them that extra edge to take that step this year.
Best season since this franchise was reformed and revived in 2013, the early days of the Family Arena ambush was struggle mode, but now challenging for the top spot in the league with about a month to go in the regular season. A year where 6 teams make the playoffs and the top 2 get buys. And that is very reachable for St. Louis. Williamson wants another acrobatic assist or goal.
Does he have a bet going on with Axel Kunte right now, or he's just a point of personal pride that only he's the only defender who gets to have the goal of the year candidate in his back pocket? I mean, Rob is going after it today aerially.
I think Axel, he's going to be on that final ballot definitely for that
to
finish in Utica. You have to check it out. MASLsoccer.com, at MASL Arena on Twitter, or if you prefer to call it X. It really was a thing of beauty. The top of the box, flying kick. Paulo, that's difficult for him. Out of the garbage disposal. Briggs slides forward, Yuri.
You're not going to win that race.
Down the right side, gets it to him. Super Mario! Tried to chip the keeper. Gates recollects, and it's John Gates with the deuce! At the gates, John Gates pulls it away and finishes it side shelf off the house's right. Ambush, the lead is 5. And Gates and Christo both have braces.
Now that feels like an early nail here late in the third quarter. Just an attack that continues to just barrel down on top of Heiner House and Utica City. Falsone, I can't believe he couldn't put this one. What a thumb save by Heiner House, but then John Gates, good job by keeping that ball next to him with a little tap, and then a beautiful finish on a Utica City team that was trying to recover. What another pass by Riley Uri across. I can't believe House, a thumb save, Joey, on Falsone, but Gates picks up his second of the game. Great job by him. He's a perfect hustle player, puts himself in good positions with his effort, and that's why he's got his second goal of the game.
I couldn't have made that save. I've got a condition called brachydactyl, a.k.a.
Tiny thumb.
thumbs.
Yeah, you got a tiny
toe
tiny
thumbs.
thumb, don't you?
Only found out that was the official name of it when Megan Fox had to use a hand double for a Super Bowl commercial about 15 years ago. She has brachydactyl as well.
Did you feel offended that essentially Hollywood was telling you your thumb is ugly?
Of course.
Okay.
But I've been dealing with it my whole life.
I just wanted to check on you.
Ambush 5, Utica City, nothing. Make sure you do join the ambush once again. We got some great promos coming up. Ambush with Star Wars Night on March 1st and the annual mascot game on March 7th. Find out more and look at the entire promotional schedule at stlambush.com. Join us at our next home game on Friday, February 27th as the Ambush take on Baltimore. We've got team player card set giveaway presented by Tucanos. Tickets available at Ticketmaster.com and the Arena box office. We'd love to have you back out here this Friday. It's going to be a lot of fun before the game. Will Niamsi loses the ball over the wall. You look at this Utica side, again, you got to admire them for hanging in there. It's just shorthanded, threatened early in the game, but not able to seize the momentum. And you knew as time went on, the threadbare roster that they have, that's not threadbare at all, from Turrialba to Martinez.
Oh, baby. Oh, Joey, rack up number 4.
Wallace Scora from the defensive end. Turrialba to Martinez.
Ambush well on their way to winning 6 of the last 7. Joey was saying it just a few minutes ago. Taking a share for now, potentially first place in this league. The season that has been growing since 2013 is here. Play off the wall, another one-on-one moment for the Ambush. And Randy Martinez has been so crucial. Good defender, good in transition, good in possession, good in defense. Randy Martinez has been such a crucial all-arounder as an addition to the Ambush roster this year, and he puts that one away off a beautiful pass up the wall. We don't get a lot of side wall of scorers, but that one, you got to ring that up, Joey. That is a beautiful side wall of scorer for the Ambush, up 6-0 here with 90 seconds left to go in this third quarter.
Andrade trying to puncture the shutout. He slams it wide of the post.
Oh, they're going to do it again.
Isn't that supple? forward against Tavares. Tavares does get back in time to cut him off. Keefe almost coast to coast after the great touch, and he slammed into the board. That has to be the first avatar card of the game. Well, Utica won't even appeal or hesitate to get into the box. That was clear from Genrich. Kyle Genrich out of the state of New York, 23-year-old already into the box. And it's the first power play we've seen for either team in the game. About 80 seconds left in the third.
So the Ambush now will have a chance to make this 7-0 on the power play. And with the way they've been going this time, Joey, they should be able to create
Ambush,
something.
2-minute time penalty, power play.
Well, the Ambush, I think, can get to 10 in this game. Certainly there's a sense of that, though. I think the shootout would be a lot more special for this team to accomplish. One of the rarest things ever in MASL to see a shootout. Let's see if we can get some on the power play to put it further out of reach. Team that's won 6 of the last 7, looking for a 7th goal. Martinez, Torrealba. Official call, boarding. Genrich just watching as the Ambush keep it in safe harbor. Under a minute to go now in the third quarter. About $1.50 left in the change jar. Christo looking for the hat trick. Christo back to the top of the arc. Torrealba able to keep it in. Martinez.
Absolutely no reason not to try to puncture this diamond of Utica. Not sure why the Ambush are so okay with just sitting on the outskirts. Score or not, you got a chance here to get another one.
Briggs, Christo, Hattie, baby!
There you go. Ball in the box, ball in the net. And a hat trick for Robbie.
Christo, fantastic. Shoots the arrow. His signature celebration comes with 18 seconds left in the third quarter. Robbie Christo signing the Siteman Cancer Center ball and tossing it to a lucky fan. That ball brought out to him by longtime teammate Lucas Almeida. Special one for Christo, a 3-goal game.
Joey, it felt almost automatic right here. As soon as they cut inside, again, as soon as you're able to break that little square, the diamond, whatever formation it's taking, you can get so many goals on the power play in this league. And teams too easily are kept away on just the perimeter. Huge job by the Ambush, getting the ball inside the paint and immediately turning that one into a goal. Number 7 on the day, an incredible match for the Ambush continues.
Amadi sends it way high. Briggs picks up the apple on the Christo finish. Ambush in total control against a Utica team that's fading fast. Power play goal for St. Louis, and now Williamson. He's tripped up in transition by Tavares. And Williamson will go back to the ball as it gets set up the wall. Ambush scoring for the 4th time on the power play this season. That's the 6th shorthanded goal that Utica's given up on the year. It is 7-0. St. Louis over Utica. What a day for soccer in St. Louis. St. Louis and Robbie Christo certainly think so. Ambush 7, Utica nada. You're watching the Major Arena Soccer League on MASL TV.
Get ready to make unforgettable memories with your little ones at Elmo's Got the Moves. The all-new Sesame Street live show coming to your neighborhood. You'll be out of your seat and dancing along with Elmo, Abby, Cookie Monster, and their furry friends. May 3rd, the Family Arena. Tickets available at the Carroll House Furniture box office located at the Family Arena or Ticketmaster. An experience you and your child will treasure long after the final song. Elmo's Got the Moves. See you on Sesame Street.
Take control. Make a healthy change. Maintain a healthy weight. Exercise regularly. Don't smoke or use smokeless tobacco. Eat a healthy diet. Limit alcohol. Protect yourself from the sun and avoid tanning beds. Protect against sexually transmitted infections. Get screening tests. Take control.
At St. Luke's Heart and Vascular Institute, we understand that care is more than treatment. It's about living your best life. St. Luke's alliance with Cleveland Clinic's Heart, Vascular, and Thoracic Institute enables us to take on the most challenging cases. Make an appointment today.
Want more MASL action? Follow MASL and St. Louis Ambush on Facebook and Instagram. Catch MASL Monday every Monday night on MASL TV and on CBS Sports Golazo Network. Alex Bostavansky and Phil Levanko are joined each week by special guests from across the league to recap the weekend's games and discuss the league's hot topics. Think the refs missed one? Find out on Under Review with Phil Levanko and MASL head referee Ryan Sigich, the MASL's most controversial show. Catch it every Friday on MASL TV on YouTube.
Ambush led by Robbie Christo. He scored 3 of the 7 goals, talking with club legend and assistant coach Jamie Swanner. It's all smiles for the Ambush right now. The best season that this franchise has had since coming back here in St. Charles in the early part of the 2010s. Christo, who's been with the team for going on 5 years now, he's made a big difference in this one. SK, Torrealba, interrupted by Utica.
And Joey, you know, they've won. Now after today, it'll be 6 out of their last 7, but
Pinal lays it off. SK may have just preserved the shutout, and Briggs does the same. Oh, gets down on the second chance by Spur. Belliard was knocking on the door, and then Spur almost put it home. Falzone, Super Mario!
Like a hot knife through butter. Straight through the Utica defense. Mario Falzone. Little star power for Super Mario. Can't touch him, can't stop him. It's inevitable. 8-0. Look at Super Mario. Down the middle, he's got 2 Utica people in front of him. He doesn't care. Little stutter step. He's going to freeze another one with the eyes. And then he beats Heiner House. Head up, eye fake. Shot to the left, beautiful job by Super Mario. Ambush continue to roll. And Joey, again, it'll be 6 out of their last 7, but tomorrow, a back-to-back, a quick turnaround to face off against Milwaukee Wave. If they can win another one, 2 games within under 24 hours, sky's the limit for this Ambush team at that point.
And now you start to wonder, do you try to maybe preserve something for that Wave game tomorrow? It's at 3 o'clock. O'Keefe, stop one. He used his hand to do it, arm to do it. 14-18 left to go in the 4th. 8-0 Ambush. After repelling the run by Pinal on the other end, and the 2 shots that came as a result, the Ambush cash in. End-to-end action, Falzone.
I mean, the goals are nice, Joey, but let's be honest. It's 14 minutes, and we're all thinking one thing.
Got to be a clean sheet.
We're all thinking one thing.
Gets by Pagano. Paulo trying to offer.
I think we got to start treating this kind of like a perfect game.
Surgical
like
knife downfield.
I think we got to shut up from here on out.
All right, no more jinxing it. It's 8-0. It's really good for the Ambush. That's all we'll say. Really good.
Nice. It does make it harder to call than a baseball game. You can still say the score of the baseball game without giving that up. You can't do that here.
Right. Clean sheets. That's what we're hoping. Paulo scoops it up as Williamson held off Pagano. Miller provides pressure. Back and forth. Paulo off the AARP sign to Colin O'Keefe. O'Keefe slams the brakes. Twists it back through Williamson. Big Rob can't get it away. Pagano blocked it. Luckily, off the board straight to Paulo.
What a choice
Paulo
by
to
Paulo.
Gates. Well, they had something brewing on the other end. Gates didn't quite get it to Christo. Instead to Alava House.
Paulo's not thinking about it. He sees a W. That's all he cares about. All he's thinking is, I just don't let up more than 7.
Well, I think we've got the best goaltending unit in the league between him and Puyo Cortez, who rejoined the Ambush roster about halfway through this season. Paulo long ball. A couple of vets who keep each other fresh. Off the head of Tristan Austin. Austin looking to win in the corner. Christo cuts it off. Utica, the lava downfield, headed by Williamson. Almost butts his head. Austin!
House can't believe that. He puts his hand up immediately. He can't believe that just happened.
Austin translation. Williamson with a big header from the midway line, almost kangarooed in, and Austin right there to go elf on the shelf. 9-0, Ambush with 12:29 to play today.
Unbelievable. The header goes. House just making sure he's protecting his line, but the bounce falls right to Tristan Austin and goes past him. Unbelievable run there. By the way, Joey, I do want to say, this is pretty impressive. Armadi, 5-game point streak. Sergio Pinal, 6-game point streak. Gio Alves, 6-game point streak. This Utica offense has been rolling. It has been scoring. The Ambush only won that game on Monday in Utica by 1 goal, 5-4. By 2 goals, excuse me, my apologies.
Felt like 1 goal.
What?
Felt like 1 goal.
Did feel like 1 goal. My apologies there. 6-4, but nonetheless, allowing 4 goals, all those guys getting involved in Amadi and Pino and all those guys, it's part of their streak. Absolutely unbelievable. The Ambush have been able to rattle that. By the way, talk about streaks. That is another great game for Daniel Torrealba, but also Mario Falzone has now moved his point streak to 5 games, as he now has 3 goals and 3 assists in the last 4 games played.
Amadi stings one. Tavares picks up the pieces. Martinez gets between him and the ball. Tavares keeps it going. Amadi won't get through SK. He and Torrealba try to break it out. Tavares. He knocks it out of bounds, and he and Torrealba exchange a word in these final 11:37 of the 4th. Utica, they've got some pride on the line, some individual streaks, a ways to go. Niamsi. Spur. Pinal. Lava and Pinal just scotch taping by the Salmon contracting side. Niamsi outside the goal, the former Ambush. Amadi look for the through to Niamsi, out of his reach. Falzone, as House comes out, pursues the ball. Amadi on the board. Torrealba fouled by Alava.
He's got some extra words to the official. Oh, red flag's out. We got laundry on the field.
Ambush won a second power play, scored on the first one toward the end of the 3rd. And this will be reviewed with 10:50 to go in the game. Donnie Alberti, Ambush GM, assistant coach, talks it over with this referee and crew. We'll have our first video review of the afternoon and evening.
Seems like good time for people to get a little
Ambush has challenged the call in the field as a missed penalty given.
A missed penalty given.
Well, Rocky, I'm going to go to the concession stand while they review this. You take the rest of this, huh?
I got you covered, Joey. Interesting call here with 11 minutes left to play in the game where you're up 9-0 to, again, give the officials a little practice, you know, knock some of the rust off.
They said you have to go back. Concession stand people sent me back.
I don't know why they would. So they're trying. So the call is missed penalty given. Okay.
Well, it looked like Alava got him pretty good.
I see he got him pretty good there.
Missed pass on the other end, intended for Niamsu, who played here 2019 to 2025. Then House comes out, and Amadi playing it back.
Pretty
and
clear, misses
the
ball.
Yeah, he would have had, I think, pretty much a clear path to the goal as well. If he gets by, if he's not tripped by Alava.
I just wonder, did the ambush like have a stipulation they had to challenge at least one play this game, or?
I think last time we were here against Tacoma, they tried to challenge a play that
they weren't allowed
could
to.
not be challenged, and of course, if you try to do that, your red hanky gets
So
taken
maybe they're
away.
just practicing. What can we video review? We just want to make sure.
The referee's taking a good long look at this. Thanks for being with us. Ambush back at home, February 27th, March 1st, March 7th as well. Get those tickets, stlambush.com. We'd love to have you back at the Family Arena. All right,
Joey,
it looks like they're ready.
Joey, for some reason, not participating in Shout that's playing through it. We were supposed to be going a little bit softer now.
A little bit softer now.
No, we're not going. That's a little bit
louder now. A little bit louder now.
Actually, I think we were supposed to stop singing on the broadcast based on the
hey, hey.
What?
Call on the field has changed to a blue card penalty.
Wow.
Hey.
Seems a little ticky-tacky for a blue card, no?
Makes me want to shout. I think because you have the clear breakaway chance.
That's fair, that's fair.
I think that in the end is what decides it. And he is going to get, I think, a penalty shot here from the yellow line. So he's going to be able to break in, and he'll have 5 seconds. Turrialba himself will take it.
I'm surprised this call is going so well for the ambush.
Well, Lava goes in the box. If the ambush score here, he immediately goes out of the box. If Turrialba does not score, then it's a 2-minute power play. But blue card has been given, 10:50 to go. And Turrialba trying to get us to 10.
I'm guessing he's going to take it wide left, Joey, try to find the angle on House.
Turrialba against House. 1 foot on the line for House, so he comes out to greet it. Nope. Turrialba, right foot, stoned by House. And House, even though his team's down 9-0, gives Turrialba a ooh right in his face after making the play. That's all right.
Christo tells him, hey,
Christo
immediately walks over and says, hey, keep your head up, keep your head up.
That's good veteran leadership right there.
I mean, talk about a guy with 18 goals in this season, one of the league leaders.
And Christo, he finished a chance on a break-in penalty shootout against Kansas City. He's a guy who he's going to provide some advice and encouragement. I think Turrialba took that in a little bit far. If you go straight on, I think you got to hit it early.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Or go wide.
That's why I guess he'd take it wide. He loves attacking from the left side especially. I'm surprised in that moment you don't take it wide, create more of an angle, especially House is not having a great game playing the angle so far. I'm surprised Turrialba didn't get a little shifty there.
Well, the ambush scored with Christo on the field. He got the goal on the power play in the third. He's out there with Turrialba and Briggs. Got the big boys down low as SK, Martinez, and Turrialba.
If you're Utica, you're just going to play this. You just got to find a way to get through the next minute 40. Hope they don't add number 10.
Martinez.
That's how they got the ball to Christo last time, getting down to the bottom of the field. Let's see if they can do it this time here. Nobody in the middle. Martinez now on the back post, but he'll vacate, and Robbie should replace. Right now, 5 out, though.
Martinez.
Robbie's cheating that back post.
Same as before. Ambush were patient on the first power play.
But nobody's sitting middle at this time like last time. Robbie was sitting middle.
Deflects to Christo. Kick save House. Near post.
So I think we're seeing a slightly more conservative power play as the lead has gotten to the point it has.
Turrialba to Christo in the orange boots. Slices a pass back to Martinez.
Lock it, cock it, rock it, restock it. It's 10 for the St. Louis Ambush. It's 2 for Randy Martinez. 9:40 to play. St. Louis up by double digits.
What a way to put up the 10 spot. Randy Martinez. The long switch here and the one touch off the chest and all the English. Oh, that one's screaming something about bangers and mash as it goes into the net there. All the English. Look at the bend here on Martinez. Inside of the right foot. Bends around to the left side. What a shot from Randy.
I love that look he gives to the crowd too. But there is a challenge flag on the field. There's a challenge flag on the field. Let's listen in to the referees.
Do not take this away.
The last play is interview. It's challenged for a handball.
Oh.
Okay, so they're looking for a handball.
I will openly boo if this is called off. How dare you take away wonderful highlights. It's a 10-0 game. The rule of cool, Joey. The rule of cool should always win out. The rule, you're going to take that away from us?
I think that's going to factor into this. They want this for the MASL highlight reels. How about that?
You're going to take this away from us?
It's my hope. As we get another look here momentarily. It's been a tough one for House. Ambush. Again, very patient on the power play, just kind of waiting for something, and they used Christo down low, but this time it's Christo's passing ability. He's got the assist. Torrey Alba to Christo, and then chested down by Martinez.
Oh, they're saying Martinez handed it?
Well, if anything, it was a shoulder.
Yeah, it was.
If anything, and you can use the shoulder. Shoulder is fine.
That did not get wider than his shoulder. That is not onto his arm. That is still, I think, 100% his upper shoulder. I don't know how you're calling that. There is not definitive evidence to overturn the play off the original factor. I mean, that's shoulder. That's not arm, I don't think.
Great shot from our crew.
It's out there, but, I mean, that's still arms up for balance when you jump like that. I don't think that's a handball at all.
Martinez, who's got a game winner in overtime here this year. Sensational play. Referee is taking a good long look. I agree with you. I don't think there's anything definitive to overturn this. Christo's got a hat trick. Can have this assist if everything is cool and stands. We're paused, 9:40 left. Call it in regulation, but let's face it, in this ball game, Utica's not going to come back from 9 or 10 down.
No, probably not.
Still waiting to see if Paulo can pitch the shutout. He's talking amicably with House as everyone waits.
Don't take this.
The guys to come out of the video
Come on now.
booth.
Oh no.
We'll have one last word together, either to build drama or to make sure they have all the details,
This is
right?
going to be a mark on the mats, a black mark on the mats.
After further review, call in the field stands. Good goal.
The mats are right again.
Rockio does not have to boo. He can cheer with everybody else.
This is what happened when you put mats on the officiating crew. Great job, boys. Great job. What a goal. God, that is so beautiful.
Scored by number 91, Randy Martinez.
Gorgeous goal.
3 players have at least 2 goals for St. Louis. Gates, Martinez, and Christo.
You know what Rasheed Wallace would say about that? Ball don't lie.
Ball don't lie, baby. That's right. Always good to quote Rasheed Wallace, the great Detroit Piston. 2029, chanting Randy Martinez's name. Thank you to the 2,000 plus who've come to Family Arena this afternoon and evening. Just a fantastic performance. If you pick this game to come to out of any game in, say, the last 5 years, you pick the best one. Ambush playing the best soccer that they have this decade, and things are continuing to turn quite well. That bounced up. It looked off of Niamsi's hand. Togba off the wall. Axel won't get through a lava. Utica just trying to get out of here with a positive before they head over to Independence, Missouri to play the Comets tomorrow. Gates tripped up. Ambush will restart middle of the field.
Now, Joey, not the highest amount of scores we've called in the last year or two. 12 last year against the Harrisburg Heat and 13 against the Milwaukee Wave here inside of the Family Arena for the Ambush last year. This, though, the first time they've put up that 10 spot in any arena across this season. Coming into this game, their previous high was 8.
Oh, Gates almost headed it in. Falzoni.
That might have been across the mark there. 8 against the Tacoma Stars.
Stopped by
the best game this season.
I don't think we're going to get a review on this. Niamsi stopped it before the whole ball could cross the line, and Utica will lead it out of the defensive half. Well,
so last time here, 8 goals. Tonight already with 10. The Ambush offense feeling comfortable at home and really starting to find itself, Joey.
Peaking hopefully at the right time. It's home and home as far as the playoff format goes. Top 2 seeds do get a bye through the first round, but basically you go to one team's arena, you go to the other team's arena. If it's tied at the end of the second game, you play the mini game. See who advances. And the ambush are certainly starting, at least the fans, I don't know about players and coaches, but fans are starting to look at those playoff implications, the playoff format. More information will come along as the ambush steam, it seems inevitably, toward clinching that playoff spot. Christo gives a fist bump to 3 fans after earning the free kick in the referee's crease. Briggs with Yuri switching off Tagba, Trey Alba, Christo, and Tristan Austin in the middle. Of course, Paulo, the goalie, in the back. Briggs, table tennising toward Christo. Miller bops it. Utica, Greenwich sending Pinal. Pinal misses just high. Christo gets a piece of it.
Another thing, Joey, I might have spoke too soon, because there's no doubt that Christian Briggs has really developed as a defender over these 5 years we've been calling the games. But I might have been incorrect, because, man, the growth of Robbie Christo from an outdoor player to an indoor player over the last 5 years has been monumental. I mean, this is a guy who clearly didn't feel comfortable in the positioning, clearly didn't feel comfortable in a game where he couldn't be aerial as part of his skill those first couple of years in 21, 22, 23. And yet the last 2 years, Robbie Christo has finally found where his game is inside of the arena. And this season, he continues to get better, it seems, every single game.
Really good stuff from Robbie Christo. And of course, he had that knee injury a couple of seasons ago that he's battled back from. Andrade wins it. Pinal over to Alava about 7 ago.
Yeah, slow start to the season this year, but he has been kicking into gear. Now comes into
Gates, clutching his face around Paulo.
Christo came into the game 5 points in his 6 games played. Obviously, we can add 3 or 4 tonight, and he is well over a point per game on this season, as he is for his entire career. 72 points across his 69 career games. In game number 70, he adds the hat trick.
Get another look. Gates, he was being pushed as he held up De Andrade. Somehow, though, it goes Utica's way, and they've set it up at the top of the bow and arrow. Though I think
Robbie's saying don't do it. Or maybe he's saying do it. But Robbie ran over and grabbed the red flag off the ground, Joey. It had been thrown, and Robbie ran over and grabbed it. And I think he's telling the coaches, hey, don't challenge this one. Briggs might be echoing his statement as well.
Briggs is talking across the field to Christo as the referees talk about this.
But it's interesting there because Robbie ran over to pick up the flag, and he handed it back to the bench.
Again, the foul went against Gates.
I'm surprised.
Holding.
Robbie must have seen something that he really thinks that it'd be a bad challenge.
Well, and now Gates and De Andrade are talking.
They're also switching. I wonder if this is kind of the proof that they've accepted their fate, as Christo's going to hit the bench and Randy Martinez comes on. John Gates now putting his hands up in the air. There's a blue card, and it'll go.
I think it's going against De Andrade. Nilton.
Wow.
De Andrade.
Quite the change.
Again, he bent Gates back with the push, and Gates was clutching his face. So Utica peels away after initially looking like they'd be set up on a free kick. And maybe that explains it. Maybe Christo said, don't throw the challenge flag. The referees are already reviewing it internally.
Yeah, there's no way that could have gone against John Gates. That's for darn sure.
Well, third power play of the game will come up for the St. Louis Ambush. We'll go to the media timeout first. Ambush 10, Utica City nothing. 6:55 to go at the Family Arena. This is Major Arena Soccer League action on MASL TV.
Here's what I'm thinking about the living room. Double hung windows are classics, but what do you think about casement windows? Or maybe sliding windows? Or even a big bay window? With all the styles Window World offers, I've got tons of options that match my taste and budget perfectly.
Which will you choose?
I might need another house or two.
Tapping on the Christo bongo. Robbie Christo, how good has this guy been? 3 goals, a wonderful assist. It all started with the casual finish in the first. Ball sent through the box by Torrealba. I'll just flick this behind into the goal, said Christo. And then Robert Williamson, what an acrobatic assist in Christo. Whips one leg after it, somehow, some way. Yep, I got that one home, he said. Good look at his face after that goal, and then he fights one in on a power play for the hat trick. Christo from Briggs in the second half. And things just have kept rolling for Robbie. Set up that missile of a goal from Randy Martinez on a power play shortly thereafter. Christo 3 goals, 1 assist. I think we know who's going to be the under the yellow umbrella cutting edge player of the game.
Joey, I don't know. I mean, by default, if certain things happen, it's got to be somebody else.
It could be Paulo if the shutout keeps going. We have our ace research team on it. We believe that this could be the first ambush shutout since the franchise returned in St. Charles in 2013. We are asking the questions, digging through the files. Still have 6.5 minutes to go, or it's all just academic. Ambush are on a power play after the De Andrade penalty. Have about 90 seconds left on this 5-on-4 advantage. Ambush 10, Utica nothing. Joey Santaboni, Matt Rocchio. Randy Martinez with the ball. He has the latest goal for the Ambush against City.
Ambush have allowed 2 once this season, Joey, and 3 times. But that is the low water mark for this season, going back to last year as well. The lowest is a 2 spot against the Dallas Sidekicks late last season. No 1 spots, obviously no 0s.
SK with the ball. Torrealba creeping left side. About 45 seconds left now on the Ambush power play. Martinez. Torrealba left to his lonesome.
I'm also trying to find out, Joey, when the last time the league itself saw one.
I think there was one out in San Diego. Tacoma pitched a shutout, but it's a rare. December 30th. So we'd be the first one in 2026. This old year, and that was kind of a lower scoring game between Tacoma and San Diego, as I recall. Today, nothing's dramatic about the result with less than 5 minutes to play. Ambush up by 10. Utica has returned to full strength, so it's the first time in 3 power plays the Ambush failed to score. But we get the ball at the top of the bow and arrow here. Christo, Martinez, and Briggs all around it. Robbie against 3 on the wall. Does he have a 4th in him here?
You got to share the wealth here if you're Robbie, so I'm guessing a quick tap off to Randy Martinez for the hat trick chance himself for 91.
Let's see what he's got up the sleeve. Inserted through, but just wide of the post. Torrealba fighting to keep it. Alava, Utica trouble getting out. Martinez blocks a pass. Back with Christo.
Oh, Robbie.
Tavares
he's
robs
dead-legged.
him. Christo
Oh,
is
no.
down. De Andrade takes a shot blocked in front. This is concerning for Robbie Christo.
Oh, it looks like he might have dead-legged or something along those lines.
He is down on his stomach, and Torrealba will get up on the wall, but Christo is down. Again, he's worked through a knee injury sustained a couple of years ago, and just hope everything's okay for Robbie Christo, one of the best in St. Louis soccer. He is being examined. It's his lower left leg, close to the foot, close to the heel, that's being examined right now.
Yeah, it looks like he turned a little bit in a way he didn't want to. Didn't like that for Robbie. I mean, as soon as he turned his body, everything looked like it seized up on him. And he had to just kind of go to the ground.
Looks like they're checking out the calf. And Christo's still down on his stomach with 4:32 to go in the fourth. Our best to Robbie Christo. Get another look here, courtesy of our friends at Window World. Christo coming back, and Tavares took it. Christo goes down, and still not up as the athletic trainers plus Lucas Almeida have come out
no.
to check in.
Oh, no, Joey. I got one thought in my mind right now, and I don't even want to say it.
I might be having the same thought.
Oh, no. I mean, that looked like an Achilles. Everything about that looks like an Achilles.
What has been just an incredible day for the ambush. We hope it doesn't have to.
Oh, it's the foot. It's exactly the foot that he looks like he pushed off of, too. He's not putting any pressure on the left.
Yeah,
you
no
go back to the
weight on
highlight.
the left.
It looks like as soon as he puts pressure on the left, he comes off it, and he's got nothing in his legs anymore. A 4-point night for Robbie Christo. Ending like this with 4.5 minutes left is just an absolute heartbreaking moment. We were just talking about he's come back from the injury. Just 7 games played so far this season. Had pushed himself to 9 points in those 7 games. That is a heartbreaker potentially for Robbie Christo. But if you're watching the highlight, I hate to put it out there in the universe, but that's the only thing I saw with the way he pulled up there. Ambush will have to shake off the potential loss of one of their leaders as they still got 4:32 to play and a little chunk of history still in front of them.
Just hope Robbie is all right. He goes straight back to the locker room. He's not going to come back in this one, but boy, oh boy. All the best to Robbie. I hope he's okay. I hope he can be part of this ambush playoff run and the end of this special ambush season. And we will keep our eyes out, get you an update certainly on Friday for the February 27th game as we check in with the medical staff. The Ambush joined the MASL in 2014-2015. Ambush have never had a shutout in Major Arena Soccer League play. Now, the franchise was brought back in 2013. We're not able to access those records offhand from that season, but it is since 2014-2015 when this team debuted. There has not been a shutout. Ambush about 4 minutes away from authoring the shutout here.
Going up against the 6th attacker, by the way, now for Utica.
Stop Pinal, and Tagba took a shot from behind. He's down in the referee's crease. Williamson over-jumped it, but it gets by Tavernese and gets out of bounds. Tagba is on a knee. He has struggled with injury himself this season. Don't need to lose 2 guys. 2 MASL vets here, and Christo and Tagba in quick succession. Tagba is down, and there's a challenge flag that's been thrown by Jeff Locker and the Ambush staff. We're going to have another video review, and we will have Jeff as our post-game guest with Ashton Fry when this one goes final.
That's 3 video reviews after the Ambush took a 9-0 lead with 9 minutes left to play.
What's that old phrase from W.B. Yeats, I believe?
What, life's never ending? Neither is this game.
I was thinking slouching toward Bethlehem, but that'll
slightly
work
different. Slouching towards Bethlehem, slightly different effect there.
Slouching toward Bethlehem here is Tagba. Yeah, I think that should have been a penalty.
Yeah, it's a pretty clear 2-handed shove from the back extension. The player's got the ball in front of you with possession. Yeah, that's a pretty clear. That's a pretty clear blue card there.
And the referees review it to see if the blue card is applicable. I certainly think so. It would be the 4th power play of the game. The St. Louis Ambush have scored on 2 of the first 3. Joey Zanaboni, Matt Rocchio, 10-0 Ambush lead. We'll get another check-in on the MASLsoccer.com scoreboard. This is one of 3 games that's going on today. One of them starts at 8 o'clock Central Time, so just about an hour away up in beautiful Kent, Washington. Tacoma and San Diego are dueling tonight. That one will start again in just about an hour. Blast 6, Wave 5.
Wow.
That one is going on right now at SECU Arena in Baltimore. And there's
interesting
about 10 minutes left. Blast have a 1-goal lead.
Both teams then, despite the fact that it's a home game for the Wave, both teams are having to deal with a 1-day travel. Tomorrow, Sunday afternoon, the Ambush will face off against the Wave. Both teams having to travel for that game, essentially, with the Wave already on the road.
Yeah.
The Wave drop one. Ambush will be in first place. I mean, that'll be an incredible chance for the Ambush to really put some space between them at the top of the board.
Yeah, that's a long way back from beautiful Baltimore for the Wave to Milwaukee. Ambush will take off basically right after this game to get up to Panther Arena in Milwaukee for the 3 o'clock tilt tomorrow. Very quick turnaround. First place very well could be on the line.
After review on the play, foul to number 10, Utica. No penalty.
So foul but no penalty. They get De Andrade, but St. Louis will not have a power play. Stay 5-on-5.
Good reps on the video.
That's right.
Review for everybody in the building. Good job.
Keep the VCR hot.
Keep
right?
the VCR going. Yeah. Actually, you want to keep it cold.
That's
it's
right.
Cool.
That's right. You know, actually, I learned recently, and
I was
probably
expecting you to tell me you still own the VCR.
Well, this is kind of related.
Of course it is.
All right, ready? You're a movie buff. What is the last movie ever released on VHS? It was in 2006.
Let's go with Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
Ooh, that's a good guess.
Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers.
The old Christopher Columbus Harry Potter movies?
Lord of the
Super
Rings.
Mario! Howe's got a piece and a ball that lacks nutrition, stays just short of the line.
Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers.
A History of Violence.
Oh, I thought based on the fact that you were asking me the trivia question, it was going to be a famous movie. Or is that just Crash's alternate alternative? The alternative title of Crash is The History of Violence.
That was our childhood, right? As we were becoming teenagers.
Crash?
Took away the old VHS.
That movie was insane.
No, I never saw that. That's not part of my childhood.
Okay.
Spur with the ball. That's where you go.
Very different.
De Andrade
did kind of prepare us for this world we live in. Belliard, of course, in the extra attacker jersey, so a chance here for the Ambush. Yuri!
He and Falzone put it on TikTok, gentlemen. 11-0. Yuri from the Ambush end into an empty net. 11th heaven for St. Louis.
You almost never see them actually get the long ones like that. Good job by Riley Yuri. Just a couple bounces on that one. Pure as the world is. Great job by Riley Yuri pulling that one off. 2 goals and an assist, a 3-point game for Riley Yuri. Everyone's just racking them up today.
He's got 2, Martinez 2, Gates 2, Christo, who's out of the game with injury, 3 goals plus an assist. Riley Yuri, 4 different braces in this game for the Ambush. Belliard, the 6th attacker, just trying to break the shutout with 2.5 to go. Again, this is the first time as part of the MASL that the Ambush would have a shutout, going back to 2014, 2015. Clean sheet would be a jewel in the crown for Paulo, the top keeper this year at the young age of 40.
Oh!
That just wide from Belliard. They tried to jam it home, and Paulo with the knee deprives Tavernese. Austin sees an angle.
Nope, it's gonna be wide.
Slid it wide. Hammered by Spur off the glass. Under 2 between the ambush and the shutout. 11-0 St. Louis leads. Martinez commits a foul. Spur. Pinal. Gates. Made it difficult. DeAndrade off the crossbar. Way out to Belliard. Spur slashes it. Briggs gets a boot to. Picked up by DeAndrade. Outdoors with Pinal. $1.23 left in the change jar. Gates, could he have a hat trick? Instead, up the board.
Dribbled in.
SK all the way. It's a goal for St. Louis, and it's an even dozen. Chilly Willy as things get silly here at the Family Arena. The latest to come through.
I want him to dribble it in so bad. Absolutely insane game tonight for the ambush. 12-0. A dirty dozen on top of Utica tonight. And that's just silky from Chilly Willy SK. Again, we talked about it earlier. The speed and the athleticism of this team takes over. We've had plenty of one-on-one runs against keepers from Yuri, from Colin O'Keefe, from Will Eske. And now the one-on-none runs lead to a couple more goals as well.
Utica, they really want to crack the goose egg. UFC off to Independence, Missouri, and they'll have a lot to think about. Briggs, clearance to Belliard, chip shot, Austin saves it with the head right in front of the line. Tavernese stifled by Austin, 45 ticks, and this will help. Sent to the fans over the glass, through the netting, over the net.
Let's do this whole thing, Joey. 45 seconds, come on.
I think it was a great St. Louisan, Bob Gibson, who once said, shut him down, shut him out, shut him up.
There's something special about 0?
Sure is. 45 seconds to go. Ambush 12, Utica City nothing. Ambush closing in on the franchise's first MASL shutout. Paulo catapults long. Hits O'Keefe in the back shoulder. Got to Spur. DeAndrade down the main avenue.
Good.
DeAndrade, simple enough. Paulo falls on it. Goose egg still uncracked. Roll out O'Keefe, under 30. O'Keefe. Spur goes bobsledding to poke it away. Spur gets it on the wall.
20 on the clock.
Getting close to 15. Amati. 10 seconds. Amati steps over, bangs it off the wall. Austin. O'Keefe. 5. Gates. John Gates in the final seconds.
Baker's dozen on the night.
And 2 hat tricks for the ambush. Gates, he's got 3 as well. With 1 second left on the clock, the ambush get to the luckiest number, a season high, 13 goals. Once again, they pulled the keeper and got Belliard on to the 6th attacker, and Gates scores again.
Many great franchises have succeeded along the very simple philosophy, Joey Zanaboni, run them up and fill them in.
It's a shutout for the St. Louis Ambush. The franchise's first shutout in MASL play.
Let's talk about the man who should be MVP of this MASL season. He's the best goalie in the league, and he just made history for his franchise. A man who has been the backbone of this team for the better part of a decade now steps up. One of the oldest, if not the oldest player on this team, one of the oldest players in the league, steps up and puts up a historic goose egg, clean sheet, shutout, however you want to call it. Paulo Nascimento's a history maker, one of the greatest ambush to ever do it, and that's already a franchise with 2 goalies already in the rafters. One day soon, man, one day soon.
Paulo getting hugs from all of his teammates and coaches. I wouldn't be surprised if that Paulo Nascimento 17 one day was hanging up there with Slobo and Jamie Swanner, greatest goalies in franchise history. Ambush, what a dominant performance, 13-0 on the win. Just well deserved, as Paulo is congratulated by Jeff Locker, who's about to join Ashton Fry on the field. What a great goaltending unit this is, whether it's Paulo, whether it's Puyo Cortez. You saw Jose Ogaz out there as well. I mean, it's just something to behold. When you see these guys putting their bodies on the line, putting their health even on the line sometimes to stop shots, it is really just awesome. And it's a clean sheet, first in franchise history in MASL play for St. Louis. Christo had a hat trick. Gates had a hat trick. Yuri had 2 goals. Martinez had 2 goals, including a screamer in the second half to make it 10-0. Largest win of the season for the St. Louis Ambush. Another W for these guys as they run it, what was it you said, Matt? 6 of 7?
6 of 7, an unbelievable run for the Ambush. They haven't dropped 2 since the last time they faced the Comets back-to-back. That goal differential we were talking about, Joey, it was 2 coming into the game. I made a point how if you look at goal differential, how much different the Ambush are. They're at 2. The Sockers are at 14. The Wave are at 13. Joey, do me a little favor here. You add 2, and then you add 13. You get what?
We got
you get
the best goal differential in the league.
That's exactly what you get.
That is 100% right. And this does move the Ambush into first place. Again, Milwaukee and Baltimore, that result still pending. But for the moment, the Ambush are tied with the Milwaukee Wave, 30 points each. We'll keep an eye on the scoreboard, and we'll keep an eye on the game tomorrow when the Ambush travel to Milwaukee for a 3 o'clock tilt, Panther Arena against the Wave. Ambush will come back on February 27th. We'll have the call for you then. More about that game coming up as the Ambush celebrate on the field with the fans and Bushwhacker, the mascot. It's just incredible what they have done. And real tip of the cap to this unit, this franchise, 10 wins on the season, and still going into the final month of the regular season. Looks like Ashton has Paulo, the man with the clean sheets. Paulo meeting with Nate the Great and DJ Prue getting the final congrats. Let's go down to Ashton and the man in the GOAT chain, Paulo.
Hello, Ambush fans. I'm Ashton Fry, and I'm here with St. Louis Ambush goalkeeper Paulo Nascimento. Now, congratulations on this amazing win. The score was 13-0. You had 8 saves. You have the yellow umbrella plaque. You got the GOAT necklace. What does this moment mean to you?
Very emotional moment. Shootout's not easy in indoor soccer. I never got one. That's my first one. That team has been working hard, and I think we're on the right pathway. Now we keep playing. We're still humble, working, and day by day, game by game.
You guys have been working so hard, and you're leaving immediately after this to go to Milwaukee in the Ambush bus. What are you guys hoping to do in that match to have a goal-scoring game like this?
Yeah, it's like tomorrow should be like I think probably gonna battle for the first place in the table. It's crazy. I think we deserve, and it's gonna be another great game, another fight over there. So we're gonna just quick focus, celebrate a little bit today, not too much, rest, go on the bus, and try to do it again tomorrow.
Again, congratulations on this unbelievable win. Great saves tonight. Thank you, Paulo.
Thanks so much. Thank everybody, guys. It's a pleasure playing in front of you. Thank you.
Thank you to Ashton and a somewhat emotional Paulo. This means a lot to him. His first shutout in his long enduring Ambush career. Ambush win at 13-0. We'll relive the moments and look ahead to the February 27th matchup against the Baltimore Blast. This is the Major Arena Soccer League on MASL TV.
Get ready for Filter. Live in concert with Finger 11. And Local H. Friday, March 13th, the Family Arena. Get tickets now at the Carroll House Furniture box office located at the Family Arena or Ticketmaster. Don't miss this show.
When the time comes, we must be ready.
When every second counts.
Be ready.
Act fast.
Do not give up.
Push hard. Keep pushing when it's all on the line.
Be there for each other.
Give it everything you've got.
Do more for your team.
Be ready.
Stay ready.
Call 911.
Be ready.
Be ready.
Be ready.
Be ready.
Be ready.
Call 911.
Ambush signing autographs, sticking around for the fans. St. Louis 13, Utica City nothing. First shutout for the Ambush in franchise history in Major Arena Soccer League play. 2 hat tricks, Christo and Gates, plenty of other contributions. Paulo, he's the man of the match, the cutting edge player of the game, courtesy of our friends at Under the Yellow Umbrella. We're always under the umbrella when Paulo is in net. 17 shots on goal. Paulo passed every darn test. 12 saves in this one, en route to the first shutout victory of his career.
Joey, we saw 2 soccer games today, and one of them was a shutout, and it was the arena game. Just not something you ever expect when you come to watch this sport.
No, sir.
It's high-flying, it's lots of goals. Teams can score 13 in a game. You never expect to see this coming. We always expect to be impressed by Paulo, but tonight, the most impressed I've ever been. The man is 40 years old, and he was unbelievable tonight, as was his entire offense.
Robbie, Christo back
Thoughts and
heels
prayers.
one from Torrealba, and Christo did exit the game late with a lower leg injury. We have our thoughts and prayers with him and hope he's all right. Riley Urey got a feed from Will S.K. What was this, like 2-0 at half, and then 11 goals in the final 30 minutes. Robert Williamson to Robbie Christo. Creative finishing, that was Christo's second. He would later add the third. On the power play, Ambush did well on the power play. A couple of goals for this team on 3 power plays. Gates had the hat trick, had one there. Falzoni couldn't chip the keeper. Falzoni had one. Gates got his second. Chilly stuff from John Gates. Chilly Willie to Christian Briggs inside. There's that hat trick for Christo. Christo does a fantastic job. A couple of St. Louis U alums. He and Briggs linking up. Falzoni in transition. Falzoni, Super Mario. He's done it many, many times. It's a couple of Italians up here. Joey Santaboni and Matt Rocchio bringing it to you. Then Rob Williamson, he heads a ball from the halfway line. Tristan Austin right there after House kind of misplayed it. And Paulo, he loves it. One of the crazier goals that he saw in front of him today. Paulo shuts out Utica. Ambush win it 13-0. What a day of soccer in St. Louis. MLS season debut for St. Louis City SC. Then the Ambush take down Utica City FC. As Matt says, usually you'd see the shutout in the outdoor game. We saw it in the indoor game. Wouldn't you know it?
What a game. What a game by the Ambush. The defense steps up. All those block shots, of course, they helped out Paulo. They cleaned some early ones up when he was out of position. Full game from the Ambush. Everyone comes together to blow out the Utica City. Huge win, 13-3. First place is in their grasp.
Ambush tied with Milwaukee at this moment at the top of the MASL table. The best season for the franchise since returning in 2013 roars on. We'll talk to you on February the 27th for our great crew led by John Elam. For my partner, Matt Rocchio, we'll have our pregame show at 7 p.m. as the Ambush take on the Baltimore Blast on Friday. Until then, this has been St. Louis Ambush Soccer on MASL TV.
Here's what I'm thinking about the living room. Double hung windows are classics, but what do you think about casement windows? Or maybe sliding windows? Or even a big bay window? With all the styles Window World offers, I've got tons of options that match my taste and budget perfectly.
Which will you choose?
I might need another house or two.
At St. Luke's Heart and Vascular Institute, we understand that care is more than treatment. It's about living your best life. We're nationally recognized as a top heart care provider in the area, and our proud alliance with Cleveland Clinic's Heart, Vascular, and Thoracic Institute enables St. Luke's to take on the most challenging cases for the highest level of outcomes in St. Louis. St. Luke's Heart and Vascular Institute, a beat above the rest for a life beyond expectations. For a first diagnosis or a second opinion, make an appointment today.